TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, and it is the main event night tonight, the IRacingIflag Back the Blue Gobbler 100. Welcome to qualifying server number 1, live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Good evening, everybody. Phil Lacasse is here. Jack Jewett out the controls, and alongside me calling this one tonight, our buddy, Mr. 38X himself, Mr. Tommy Rao in the house. Tommy, how the heck are you, buddy? It's cool to share the airwaves with you.
Absolutely, Phil. It's a lot of fun, doing just fine. Glad to be here, night number 1, server number 1 for the Gobbler 100. It's going to be a lot of fun, and going to enjoy the night calling the race with you, Phil.
Absolutely right. Well, before we get racing here, let's go trackside to Dirty Grass Soul with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Here a little while ago. You can go back and hear the 90 minutes pre-race we did. That was a lot of fun. Talked to a whole lot of drivers. Thanks to Charlie Milner, Milner Media and Design. He did that video montage for us. He's a big presenting sponsor of our heat races here tonight. Of course, the IRacingIflag, the presenting sponsor for the Gobbler here this evening. We're qualifying server number 1. We're going to put 12 drivers out of the preliminary main here into our Gobbler 100 main event coming up in a little while. Also have to thank our great sponsors like 300 Customs, 3D Racing, BladeNode.com stepping up in a big way here tonight with all our DC and B main stuff. Also going to thank McConey Setup Shop, our buddy Jeff McConey, Beard FX Racing, JP Designs, Cristiano Gaming, Coltrane Custom, Heartland Harley Davidson, Ret Rolls Racing, and Dice Race Design. There are so many, of course, DWRL, going to throw in there too. So many great folks, Tommy, that made this event come to life for us. And it is so cool to come out here. 120 drivers, the big part of this. Only 24 are going to be racing in the main event later on. That's just absolutely nuts.
And 120 of the best drivers on the iRacing circuit get ready to go. So we have 60 in our server. 60 will be in server number 2. Only 12 spots coming from server number 1. And like you said, a lot of great sponsors coming on board, including IRacingIflag for the 13th annual Gobbler 100. You know, Phil, back in 2008 when this race started, the winner took home a T-shirt. Tonight, they're going to take home $500 in cold, hard cash. It's come a long, long way in 13 years.
You aren't kidding. So this is a long, prestigious race. You know, winners of the iRacing version include Kevin Dedman. 2 years ago, 2018, right here in Knoxville, Volusia Speedway Park was the 2019 event. That was won by Dylan Hauser. We did talk to both of them on the pre-race show a little while ago. We look at this first server there, Tommy. There is a lot of heavy hitters in here. The world champions like Hayden Cardwell in the house, guys like Evan Say. They've won all the race past winners like Kevin Dedman, as we said. Also here, some heavy hitters to the street stocks, guys like DJ Kilinowski, who won the Prelude race last night. Guys from the MySick, guys like Casey Brunson, Keith Hackney, Dylan Petty. I mean, this server is loaded top to bottom. I mean, there's more cars here. You go through like a list of heavy hitters, we'd run out of time.
Absolutely. We only got 12 spots, and there's going to be a lot of great names that are not going to make tonight's 100-lap main event. But like you said, we got some heavy hitters in here. We got the 2020 Spring Fling winner, World of Outlaw iRacing Series champion Hayden Cardwell. We've got Gage Martinez out of Weaver Valley Speedway making his second appearance after last night with the Prelude, making his first attempt at a Gobbler 100. Brett Rawls and Gage Martinez involved in some bit of a controversy last night, apparently. They'll be racing together here at server number 1. It's going to be a lot of fun to call.
Guys like Howard Weaver in the house making a rare start here tonight, trying to make his way into the Gobbler. He's been in many of those. Guy who led a lot of laps last year. You follow us on the network. You've watched a lot of our street stock coverage. You're very familiar with the name Mr. 1 E.J. Jones in the field. He led a lot of laps last year. Volusia was right in the money. They're late. Got taken out. Oh, that's a guy you can watch here tonight with Car 84. I mean, the list just goes on. Logan Rumsey, that's a guy you see win a lot in sprint cars. He's really good. Guys like Alex Bergeron and a bunch of world champions over in server number 2 that Todd and Bradley Wilson are going to have here coming up in about 20 minutes after us. So we're going to have you covered all night long. We're going to have a great time. We're happy you are here. Now, I think the big name of the game coming up here in about 30 seconds there, Tommy, this 2-lap, 3-minute qualifying they have. This qualifying time they put on now, this could carry these fellas around the entire night.
Absolutely. Track position is going to be very, very crucial, especially here in the qualifiers. Remember, you have to finish in the top 12 in the A main of server number 1 just to transfer over to the big 100-lap Gobbler 100 event. And starting in the back, that's probably not where you want to be, as you're going to have so many guys so close in time. So you take a look through practice, less than 0.4 of a second separating the majority of the field. It's going to be a lot closer than that here in qualifying.
Now, I asked all these drivers here, this afternoon and last night. I asked Todd earlier today. Let me ask a guy like you who's an expert at doing this too. What can these guys who maybe have run the Prelude that we saw a lot of these things run last night, is there anything they can take from last night to take here tonight? Or is this a whole different animal when you put 120 cars in this server?
Well, I'll tell you what, after practicing for the last couple of days, I can tell you I am definitely not an expert at driving these street stock cars. But from the looks that I've saw, this track can change in a hurry. The times that you may see here in qualifying may not necessarily be the times that they'll be running, later on in the heat races, and especially the A mains coming up. So this track will slick it off, and it'll be about who can control that right foot the best and keep the car straight and try to get into one of those 12 positions.
Tommy, can you make your way out of the pit area and not wreck yourself?
Just barely.
You're way better than I am already.
Probably that's probably not saying much, but last night, like I said, I did a practice, and when you're racing as hard as you can for last place in a race, it's probably best to just stay up here in the booth.
Hey,
You're
Phil.
right. What's up, Jack?
That Casey Brunson car looks really familiar.
I haven't looked at this yet. We're gonna click over to Mr.
You
Casey.
need to go look at it.
What? No way! You gotta be kidding me! He's driving my car. That's freaking awesome. The Foundation for
Now-
Fighting Blindness number 48. I ran that same paint scheme at TDR.
Do you think
Saturday nights all season long.
now?
That's
Do you,
my boy.
now do you know why I needed your car files?
You duped me. You son of a gun. You got me. That's freaking cool. Charlie Miller painted that one for me. Ran that all year long. I dented it
Charlie
more
painted
times
that
than
one
not.
too.
Oh, of course, yeah. Charlie took that one right over. Used our old numeral 48 we had in the late model years ago. Wow, that's touching. All right. Well, before this all gets away from us and I get all caught up in those feels, we got a word we got to give you here. Presenting sponsor tonight, IRacingIflag. Check them out. All right, big shout out, Jeff Brown over at IRacingIflag. You got a guy who gives back to his community more than that guy does. If you don't have any of his referees today, you got to head over to IRacingIflag.com. An iFlag, a pit bull, whatever he may have. He gave away the special edition tonight during the round table, square table pre-race we did. That was pretty awesome. Larry picked up that iFlag special edition. But you know what? The pre-race is over. It is time to go racing, Tommy Rowe. We got heat race number 1 on the racetrack and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, heat race number 1. Get ready to come your way. Austin Matthews sets quick time here at server number 1. He'll start the pole in the 311 car to his outside. In there's the Euro 7. That'll be Howard Weaver. Taylor Frost will line up on the inside of row number 2. And to his outside, that'll be David Cobb. Gregory Rory will line up on the inside of row number 3 alongside the 777 of Jack Wrights. That'll be Michael Grennert. On the inside of row number 4, alongside Brandon Marlowe, Keith Hackney, and Eric Caskey inside, outside of row number 5. And your 6th and final row here in heat race number 1, 8 laps to distance, top 4 transfer. Connor Parisi on the inside of row number 6, alongside Brandon Yemrick in car number 37. So, Phil, 12 cars, only taking the top 4 here in server number 1, heat race number 1. It's going to be a good one.
It really is. And I tell you what, 8 laps around the Knoxville Raceway, that's not going to take too terribly long at all. Quick time, Austin Matthews at 23.235. Don't think that track's going to stay near that quick all night long, but it's going to be super, super quick. And these 12 drivers getting those top 4 spots, they got to get on it early because we go green flag racing for the first time tonight. Green in the air, and Austin Matthews and Howard Weaver, a star-studded front row. They're going to take us through our first trip tonight through turn 1.
Yeah, Austin Matthews going to lead him down the back straightaway, but here comes the 07 of Howard Weaver. Looking on the inside, he'll try to take the race lead going into turn number 3 and 4. Not going to quite have the momentum to make it stick at the moment as Austin Matthews hanging tough on the outside.
He's going to keep that momentum right in the outside lane. He'll lead lap number 1, does Austin Matthews. Howard Weaver going to fall into that second spot. The 14-2 of Taylor Frost, he's got a stranglehold on the third spot right now, but a challenge up high from the 11 cars of David Calvin. The outside lane, sure raising on the 11. He's looking for running a little up high, running for third.
Top 4 transfer from heat race number 1 right now. The battle for position number David on the outside. That's Taylor Frost on the inside with Jack Wrights in that 777 on the outside, looking in, knocking on the door. And you got a host of cars right there, almost 3-4 wide from position number 5.
Yeah, getting it rolling there, he said. We got Jack Ritztaylor, 777 car. Gordette, the number 12, but you saw it run really good. Brandon Marlowe, a guy who has come to life here recently in these street stocks. So number 37, he runs 7th, trying to chase down this top 4. We've had a change in the third spot. Calvin ahead of Taylor Frost, all chasing the race leader, Austin Matthews down in turn 1.
Side by side back here for position number 3. It's Taylor Frost on the inside, David Cobb on the outside. Cobb trying to pull away. Now it's Michael Grinnard on the outside looking in car number 12 with Keith Hackney in the 69 sitting position number 6, just 2 spots out of a transfer spot as they're still side by side for third at the moment. Give it to David Cobb on the outside.
The outside lane going to prevail. Is the inside lane going to come back? I think that may be really good early. Taylor Frost is going to try it. Grenard trying to put his way in there, almost squeezing in 3 wide. Opens the door for Keith Hackney. He's going to drop the 69 car down low. A 4-way race for third down in turn 3.
Yeah, Taylor Frost still hanging on to position number 3. He'll slide up in front of David Cobb and the 11J car. Now here comes Keith Hackney in the HRE Motorsports number 69. Looking on the inside. He's still 2 spots out of a transfer spot at the moment. These guys are so close right there together.
Drama is for this third spot. No drama up front. Austin Matthews and Howard Weaver have walked away. Taylor Frost in the third spot. 11 car account gets drop kicked up high. Here comes Grenard in the low side of the 12 car. He's racing for a transfer spot out of 4.
Out of 4, it'll be 2 laps to go next time by. 4 drivers, only 2 spots up for grabs for the transfer spot. Right now, Michael Grinnard in the 12 car. He's going to slide up in front of the 11J up. David Cobble's now on the outside looking in as well as the 69 of Hackney, with Taylor Frost sitting at a good spot in position number 3. But good 4-car dance for the 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. White flag will be in the air.
One more trip around for that number 311 car. Austin Matthews is still cross start finish line. White silk goes into the air. And Austin Matthews take down our first heat race win of the night. He's got almost 1 full second on the hard shoe. And Mr. Howard Weaver in the 07 down to turn number 3 and 4. We look back here for third. Taylor Frost to Michael Grenett. Keith Hackney there. Who's going to transfer out of turn 4?
Now Taylor Frost coming out of turn number 4. He's going to hang on to the position number 3 and picking out the 4th and final transfer spot in that 12 car. Great drive, Michael Grenard in car number 12. There's the 11J of David Cobb and Keith Hackney rounding out the top 6. Good race right there for the 4th and final transfer spot.
Fantastic racing right there. Austin Matthews beating Howard Weaver to the line. Great job of those two. Taylor Frost, Michael Grenett, as you said, be that 4 transfers in. Keith Hackney, David Kalb, Jack Ritz, Brandon Marlowe, Connor Parise, Eric Caskey, Brandon Yamick, and Gregory Rory will be the cars off into our alphabet soups here. We're going to see in a little bit. We're through heat race number 1. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2, brought to you by Milder Median Design. On the pole with the number 48 car, that's going to be Casey Brunson alongside the rock star DJ Killenowski with car number 13. He won the Prelude just 1 night ago. In row number 2, a good friend of ours from the Dirt Warrior Racing League with the number 11. That's going to be Kyle Moyer, the number 50 alongside. That'll be Justin Robinson. In row number 3 with the number 17, that's going to be the Tennessee Tumbler, Mr. Brett Rolls, the Hammer, Henry Jones, alongside with car number 25. Carter Schmidt going to start 7th. He's in the number 88 car. Steve Clare alongside him. He's in car number 97. He will start outside run number 4. Row 5, we find the 52 of Jason Allen, the number 78 of Stephen Radunes, Randy Axner in the 546. And that's going to be our 11 cars there for heat race number 2. So we got all 11 out there. We'll go 8 laps around there, Tommy.
Yeah, 8 trips around. If it's anything like heat race number 1, we are in for a dandy. The track was great. The first 2 drivers are able to pull away, but that battle for the third and fourth spots in heat race number 1 was incredible. Looking for the same here in heat race number 2 as these drivers are driving for. Remember, only the top transfer to main number 1, where they'll take the top 12 for the Gobbler 100 later on tonight. So prestigious positions up for grabs here in these heat races.
You are not kidding. There is so much these guys have to go through to even get to the 100 tonight. You got to survive your preliminary server. The first way to do that, we'll qualify out of the heat races. Let's see what Casey Brunson and DJ Kilinowski can do. Green flag goes to the air. 48 car stuck that left pedal down, and Casey Brunson will lead the field down for turn 1.
Yeah, good start by the 48 of Casey Brunson on the loud pedal down the back straightaway. He'll bring the 11 of Kyle Moyer with him, as well as DJ Kilinowski. And they're side by side for the 4th and final transfer spot. Justin Robinson on the outside. That's Brett Rawls on the inside. Rawls has taken a lot of heat over the last day or so for his race over at the Prelude. He's trying to make it in here in heat race number 2.
The pitchforks were out last night, ready to skewer that number 17 car, Brett Rolls. Hopefully he can keep that thing a little cleaner tonight as we all chase Casey Brunson, the 48 car, down the back chute. Kyle Moyer down to number 3. He runs second. He'll drop to the low side. He's got DJ Kilinowski behind him. DJ was the fastest car at all in Knoxville one night ago. Looking for more speed as he'll run third on a 4.
Yeah, the top 3 have kind of run away from the rest of the pack right now. The battle is on for the 4th and final transfer spot, and we got a swarm of cars going for it right now. Here comes the 97 of Steve Clare. He's knocking on the door for the transfer spot. Justin Robinson at the 21, still hanging on down the back straightaway. And it's Brett Rawls and Henry Jones right there. 4 cars, 1 spot up for grabs here in heat race number 2.
They're getting after it in 3 and 4 as it all starts to drift up to the top side of the racetrack. 21 car holding on. That is Justin Robinson. He runs to that 4th and coveted final spot he's going to need. Steve Clare right there pestering all over the back of that one. Brett Rolls is there as well. Henry Jones, number 25. Rolls going to drop to the low side. We're going to race the transfer down in turn 3.
Brett Rawls going to slide it up into the corner in front of the 21 of Robinson. Robinson going to try to cross him back over down the front straightaway. Little contact right there. Robinson will hang on to it at the moment. He'll have the run into turn number 1 and 2 this time. And meanwhile, back up front, we have a good race brewing up for the race lead. Casey Brunson has it at the moment. Here comes Kyle Moyer and DJ Kilinowski as well. Races on for the lead.
Certainly is. That race for the lead now in 3 and 4 is going to be stalled out because we have our first 300 Customs caution flag of the evening. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the speedway just as we approach past the halfway point. We were going to put 5 laps of 8 in the books. We slow it down for the first time tonight, which means we got Jack Truant on the controls. He'll throw us up on the replay, show us what in the world happened out there to put us under yellow for the first time tonight. That was getting good up front.
Absolutely. We had races going all around the racetrack. Hard to keep up with all of them at one time. Good battles brewing for the transfer spot. Good battles shaping up for the race lead. And do believe the caution was on the 88 car. That'll be who the caution will be credited to. Carter Schmidt, the 88 car, bringing out the yellow here in heat race number 2.
Yeah, the tough thing for these guys tonight, I believe when you get the yellow flag put on you, I think not only do you go to the rear, enough it's a one and gun scenario there. So Schmidt may have a tough time getting out of heat race number 1 as he's definitely going to end the line. I think he's going to pull it in. So I think that's the rule here tonight. 1 yellow you get in the heat or the preliminary mains. That's all you get. You got to be really fine here tonight. Unfortunately, Carter Schmidt, he's going to have to go from the alphabet soup.
Yeah, he's going to have a long, long way to go, but still a possibility there. This is a long racetrack. You got a lot of time to make something happen, but he's going to kind of come from the furthest back as we're racked and stacked, just about ready to go once again here in heat race number 2. I believe it'll be 5 in the books, 3 to go. When we go back to green, Casey Brunson in the 48 car. That good-looking number 48 car going to lead him back to the green maybe next time out of turn number 4.
Car is pretty sporty. It's pretty, you can see that out there in iRacing. It's a scheme that I ran here all year long. That cool Casey, buddy of mine, so I proclaimed him as my favorite driver in iRacing. Cool to see him out there riding the home base colors for a night. Hopefully going to put that thing in the show and give it a ride. He's done some good stuff here so far. Qualified second quick on the pole for this one, has led all the laps so far, but a veteran of the Street Stock Wars right alongside with that number 11 of Kyle Moyer, DJ Kilinowski, another guy who's very acclaimed here in the Street Stocks. Last night's winner in the Prelude, the likes of Justin Robinson, Brett Rolls. We've seen him win a lot of races. Steve Clare, who ran really good last night in row number 3. Let's put that green silk back in the air. Green flag back in the air. 5 laps complete.
Yeah, Casey Brunson once again going to lead him down into turn number 1 and 2. And DJ Kalinowski now knocking on the door. That's for position number 2 as they work down the back straightaway with Brett Rawls hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. Justin Robinson on the outside looking in, as well as the 97 of Steve Clare. Now Kalinowski going to look for the race lead at a turn number 3 and 4. Maybe a little bit of contact right there, but the battle is on for the lead now.
Certainly is. DJ almost made it a twofer move. He cleared Kyle Moyer. He almost got Casey Brunson there through 3 and 4. Case got the outside lane rolling. They did make a little contact. 48 car leads DJ there. Moyer in for 3 and Brett Rawls top 4. Oh, single file over in 3.
White flag will be out in the air this time by for that 48 car of Casey Brunson. Pretty much running single file right now, 1 through 4. Justin Robinson on the outside looking in. Will he have something for Brett Rawls in the 17 machine as they work into turn number 1 and 2 for the final time?
Final time, white silk in the air. Can Casey Brunson hold on? Moyer now, he has found real estate to the low side of Kalinowski, racing for that second spot. Let's head down to 3 and 4 for the final time. Who's it going to be down there? Looks like Casey Brunson. He'll carry the momentum. He'll win heat race number 2 in a close call for second. Kalinowski's going to hold off Kyle Moyer. Brett Rawls going to race his way into this preliminary main server. He'll grab 4th, Justin Robinson, Steve Clare, Jason Allen, Stephen Radunes. That will be the headline of the list. That'll be off into the soup. 2 heats complete. 3 more still remaining.
3 more good heat races still coming up, including heat race number 3, which is getting ready to grin up on the racetrack, starting on the front row pole on the inside in that 41 car. That's Logan Rumsey, and to his outside, that's Sheldon Oberle in the 105 car. Row number 2 on the inside, that's Richie Yost in car number 29, and to his outside, the 28 car, that's Nicholas Johnston. Dirty Grass Soul driver Kevin Dedman, he'll line up on the inside of row number 3 in the 22, and to his outside, the 29, that's Lane Phillips. Brandon Minnick, he'll line up on the inside of row number 4 in car number 3, and to his outside, the 77, that's Warren Samoy. Number 5 on the inside, the H&L number 55, that's Joey Durbin, and to his outside in car number 12, that's Eric Eichstadt. And starting shotgun on the field, all back there by himself, if he can make it, that's Tanner Tomasi in car number 56. And it looks like Tomasi will not make the call, so 10 of the 11 drivers making the call. We're getting ready to go 8 laps, heat race number 3. Once again, top 4 will transfer over to preliminary A main number 1, where we'll take the top 12 from there.
And I'm going to tell you what, I think we're getting to the part of the show now. We get to the heat races 3 and 4, and even number 5 even. I think this is where these qualifying times are going to hold up really huge and large right now. Logan Rumsey's going to have the pole, but you look for guys, say, like a Kevin Dedman, like a Lane Phillips, like a Brandon Minnick. I've seen these guys run really good in past races before. These qualifying times, if they're going to lean on them all night long, this may be the best chance they get to get themselves in great position for not even our preliminary server, but possibly the 100-lap main we're going to see here in a little while.
Yeah, this track's going to change up a lot. It already has in the first 2 heat races. See some drivers experiment with the top already through the first 2 heat races. We'll see even more of that throughout the races here in preliminary number 1. As we go around for the final time, we'll go green at a turn number 4. It's to be the bright pink number 41 of Logan Rumsey to the green this time. Sheldon Oberle in the row 5. It's going to be a good.
Going to be outstanding. Let's see what Logan Rumsey can do from that pole with that pink number 41 car. Is good to see Logan Rumsey come down to the street stocks for a night and see what he can do here. As part of the Gobbler 100, server number 1 is live at you. Heat race number 3 is now under the green flag as they stop those lawn pedals down. Logan Rumsey leads us to green.
And Logan Rumsey, he'll take the Pink Panther down into turn number 1 and 2, but he's going to have company with Sheldon Oberle. A little bit of contact right there with the 29 of Yost as well. Now here comes Kevin Dedman in the 0 Orange Blossom on the bottom of the racetrack.
0 car, he dove from the bottom. He made it work. He may take a run all the way to the race lead down in 3 and 4. He found Logan Rumsey. That's it for the second spot, I should say, because the race leader is off of turn number 4 now. Sprinkling all ahead of him. That is Sheldon Oberle, the 105. He's going to lead the field down at turn 1.
Yeah, Oberle got a great jump that time, able to run away with the race lead. We'll see if he can hang on to it with Kevin Dedman in pursuit in the 0 car. And now Richie Yost, he's hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot. They're 3 wide right behind him. Joey Durbin, Lane Phillips, and Warren Samoy all right there together as well. So this battle for the transfer spot heating up here in the opening laps of heat race number 3.
Certainly is. 29 car Richie goes to the low side. Logan Rumsey up high in that Pink Panther number 41. He glanced it off the wall, opened the door up. Durbin the 55. He finds him to the running inside lane. This is off the transfer spot. Anybody's game right now when 3 is yellow flags on the speedway.
Yellow. Over here in heat race number 3, it'll be on the 12 card, I believe, of Eric Eichstadt. That'll bring out the yellow here in heat race number 3, our second yellow of the night.
tough break there for Eric Eichstadt too. As I usually see him on Wednesday nights, and we've seen his car out there last night in the Prelude. It was Jamie Massey behind the wheel tonight, Eric behind the wheel, and Eric unfortunately went around. It looks like he's going to have to pull it into the infield, so tough break for Eric. If he wants to race in the Gobbler, he's going to have to do so coming all the way from, it looks like, potentially the D8.
Yeah, just didn't have the 28 of Nicholas Johnson quite clear when it comes off the racetrack, and unfortunately for Eichstadt, takes the brunt of the damage. He'll take it to the pit area, and I do believe his heat race will be over. You do have the one caution rule here in the heat race, so if you caused a caution, your heat race is done. You're going to have to try it again from the D main later on tonight, and that is a long, long way to go out of one of these preliminary races for the Gobbler 100, but it can be done. It's been done before. We'll see if it can happen again.
Absolutely right. And you got to think now, as this track is transitioning forward here, if you put all laps on it now, this groove may start to narrow up a bit. You're going to see guys take those chances to get to that preferred running lane, which looks like it's going to be right now, probably right in the middle. Or like that slider line, I think you're going to see kind of running here through the back part of these heats, I'm telling you what. But we have to see these guys running a little tad bit over-aggressive, because if you get off your line here at Knoxville, you may get freight trained to the back.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of aggression right there on the opening start of heat race number 3 with the 41 of Logan Rumsey, the 105 of Oberle. Allowed Oberle to take the race lead. Kevin Dedman benefited the most from that, moving up to position number 2. We'll see how this restart goes, see if they can keep it a little bit cleaner this time, and see if Oberle can get that good start once again.
Got that right. Oberle and Kevin Dedman on the front row. Richie Yost, Logan Rumsey make up row number 2. Joey Durbin going to headline row 3. Is that the Lane Phillips car? The third row? Trying to get on back there and see. Yeah, it is the Lane Durbin number 29 up there. Warren Samoy going to restart 7th with Nicholas Johnson with 28. So that's going to be your top 4 rows. The pace truck is in. Green flag's back in the air.
Yeah, green flag is back out. Oberle will get a good start this time, and he'll lead him down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes 29 of Richie Yost. He'll slide up in front of Dedman, 4 wide, almost for the race lead. Here comes Logan Rumsey through the middle, and now Oberle falls all the way back to 6, maybe even more.
And he got that car really squirrely, maybe had to let out all the throttle, got passed around like a ping pong ball a little bit. Preston Oberle holding on. They all dull for real estate. The new race leader, that's going to be Richie Yost. He's going to lead Logan Rumsey and Kevin Dedman down to turn 1.
Yeah, 3 cars running away with it up front. Richie Yost in the 29, Logan Rumsey on the outside of the racetrack trying to make something happen. He's getting a good run, but the battle is on for the 4th and final transfer spot. 6 cars going for 1 spot. Right now, the 55 of Joey Durbin has it. The rest of the field wants it. Who's it going to be? Almost 4 wide out of turn number 4.
That's a great picture there. Joey Durbin's on the firing hole right now, but you got Warren Samoy back there, the number 77. Preston Oberle there led some laps. Lane Phillips, number 23, the 3 car back there. The 3 wide still. Samoy in the middle. It's anybody's race. That's outside the transfer spot. It is heavy everywhere in Knoxville.
Joey Durbin in the 55, hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot. Now the battle's heating up for the race lead. Here comes Logan Rumsey on the inside of Richie Yost. He'll slide up in front of the 29. He may bring along the 0 of Kevin Dedman with him as well. New race leader down the back straightaway. It's Logan Rumsey.
Logan Rumsey, the 41 car, going to try to hold on as he's coming to the white flag this time through 3 and 4. Yost with that bottom shot move to the low side. Can the 29 car stop to the race lead? Crosser move, Rumsey down low. Dedman going to go even lower. 3 wide coming in the white flag.
Joey Durbin may hang on to the 4th and final transfer spot, but the battle is on for the race lead. Who's going to get position number 3 for the start of preliminary A main number 1? Logan Rumsey has it at the moment, working down the back straightaway. Richie Yost in 2nd. Kevin Dedman in 3rd. That may be where they'll finish in heat race number 3.
Looks like it may be tame after a wild last couple of laps off the corner. Put the checkers in the air and give Logan Rumsey the win in heat race number 3. It's going to be Richie Yost in for 2nd. Kevin Dedman and Joey Durbin going to grab that final transfer in the 55. Sheldon Oberle, Lane Phillips. Those guys will be off into our consolation rounds here. D main, C main, B main, a lot left to go, but we still got 2 more heats left. Heat race number 4 coming at you.
Heat race number 4 getting ready to roll out onto the speedway. 11 more drivers if they can all make it, getting ready to go 8 laps. Once again, the top 4 do transfer. This is how they'll line up for heat race number 4, excuse me, I should say. Starting on the front row pole, it'll be in car number 7, that'll be Hayden Cardwell, and his outside 03, that's Ryan Bueller. Kevin Williamson, he'll line up on the inside of row number 2 of the 17 car, and to his outside, E.J. Jones in the 84 car. Jarrett Murphy in car number 34 will line up on the inside of row number 3 alongside Jaden Christ in car number 79. And row number 4 on the inside, the 40-51, that's Jacob Lassiter. And a very familiar race car on the outside of row number 4, second appearance here on the iRacing circuit. It's Gage Martinez in the Weaver Valley Speedway number 69 entry. Row number 5 on the inside, the 24 car, that'll be Landon Koch. And to his outside, the 37X, that's Kevin Kaufman. And shotgun on the field, all back there by himself in car number 71. That's William Hargreaves. So 11 drivers, once again, 8 laps to distance. Top 4 transfer. It'll be Hayden Cardwell in that Slick Sim Sport number 7. Getting ready to lead him to the green. Another 7 right beside him, the 7B of Ryan Bueller. That'll be your front row.
Yeah, 7's a while in the front row. Bueller and Hayden Cardwell, a world champion in his own right, past the winner of the Spring Fling, as you said. Big money race. Hayden Cardwell is going to be there qualifying up front. He'll be the pole position here for heat race number 4. Hope you're all having a good time. I'm having a blast calling the race alongside Tommy Rowe, Phil Lacasse here. Jack Truman's on the controls. Server number 1 for the Gobbler 100. Qualifying server number 1. Going to be a great night. Thanks to Back to Blue, as IRacingIflag always does. Thanks to all the folks out there watching via, if you're on FERN's Facebook Live or on YouTube, VLR's Facebook. We welcome you all in. We'll monitor the chats the best we can all night long. I'm in the FERN channel, but I'll try to flip back and forth as we can. Maybe for the main event, I'll switch channels, but we'll do what we can. But looks like this track is getting all set up. Good for a good night. 7s are wild. Cardwell and Bueller will take heat race number 4 to the green in about a half a lap.
Yeah, we've seen some great battles so far through heat races 1 through 3. Looking for some more here in heat race number 4. Hit that like button, hit the share button. We're getting ready to go green here in heat race number 4. It's Hayden Cardwell on the inside, your 2020 Spring Fling winner, picking up that $4,000, looking for $500 more. Here in the Gobbler 100, coming to the green right here. Ryan Bueller on the outside. Green flag is out, heat race number 4.
Cardwell hits that loud pedal. That throttle goes down to the 4 and 7. Cardwell jumped his way out to the lead turn 1. He'll take Kevin Williams in the 17 with him as 17 drives in really deep. He'll have to sell it cheap. He'll wash up the racetrack. Bueller back to the bottom. E.J. Jones getting squeezed on line of the 84 as we dive there. 2 or 3 cars. Jarrett Murphy, the 25. He's the action car looking for 4th in turn 3.
Yeah, Murphy going to slide up a little in front of E.J. Jones in the 84 car. He'll take over the 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. But it's Hayden Cardwell on the 7 car trying to check out here in heat race number 4. Good side-by-side race for a moment for position number 2. That's Kevin Williamson in the 17 car. He falls back to 3rd, maybe even more, because here comes Jarrett Murphy in the 25.
Jarrett Murphy making his big waves felt here in that 25 car to the low side, looking for 3rd under Williamson off the exit of turn number 3 and 4. We're all chasing Hayden Cardwell up front with car number 7. This race is really good back here for 3rd on back, looking out behind you for the transfer spots. Anybody's guess who's going to grab these 4 spots.
Yeah, almost 6 wide back here for position number 5. Jaden Christ all the way back to, you got to go back to William Hargreaves, even Landon Koch back there, all running pretty much side by side. Here comes Gage Martinez through the middle, trying to make his presence felt here at the Gobbler.
Bang Banger, Weaver Valley Speedway champion right there, a guy who won 127% of his starts in 2020. Gage Martinez out white, number 69, trying to roll his way through the middle. Now they're 3 wide off the corner as he gets shuffled up high. Jaden Christ, the 79, the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. That's racing car about 5th on back over in turn 3.
Yeah, the 17 car right now, Kevin Williamson. He's the man with the target on his back. He's on the bubble at the moment, but here comes the 69 of Gage Martinez. Martinez has got it up on the outside, trying to find his way around. E.J. Jones on the inside, looking for a way around the 17 of Williamson as well. Good race once again for the 4th and final transfer spot here in heat race number 4.
Williamson going to hold on, but by sheer fingernails as E.J. Jones and Gage Martinez going to slug it out for that 5th spot. In turn number 3 and 4, 84 car, the natural 1, E.J. Jones down low, perennial time winner of the Dirt Warrior Racing League Wednesday night street fights. We air here every Wednesday night. We know EJ's good. He's going to look for Williamson. That's racing for the transfer spot. Battle for 4th out of 2.
Yeah, battle for 3rd as well as Jarrett Murphy has fallen back into the clutches of the 17 of Williamson. Williamson doesn't want to be on the bubble. He'll slide up in front of Murphy. Contact right there. That'll allow E.J. Jones to move up to 3rd and maybe even Gage Martinez battling for the positions 5 and 6. 2 transfer, 4 wanted. Who's it going to do?
We're going to find out about 2 laps from now who is going to transfer in. Williamson trying to make that car wide, trying to keep Martinez behind him. We've got Jared Murphy to the outside lane. That is for the transfer spot. E.J. Jones up the 3rd. Somewhere in the distance is Hayden Cardwell. He's the race leader for the white flag.
Yeah, Hayden Cardwell has checked out. He has said goodbye here in heat race number 4. He has a 2.5 lead over Ryan Bueller in the 0-3 cars, hanging on to second very comfortably. Then it's E.J. Jones up to third, but the battle's still on. Down the back straightaway for the final time for the 4th and final transfer spot. Jarrett Murphy has it going into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Kevin Williamson. Big slide job coming. Both drivers make contact, and Williamson in the 17, he will pick up the 4th and final transfer spot. Little bit of contact right there, but sometimes that's what you have to do.
Absolutely right. When you get that final lap, you got to do what you got to do. Kevin Williamson did that. He's going to beat Gage Martinez and Jarrett Murphy to the line. Hayden Cardwell picks up the win in heat race number 4 over Ryan Bueller. E.J. Jones, Gage Martinez, he'll be in the main event here as far as server number 1 goes. So that was great racing. We got heat race number 5 coming at you here. We've got world champion Evan Say on the pole with car number 33, Tyson Pankow alongside. In the 91, Zane Yost going to start third with car number 93. Former Gobbler winner Bill Ahrens with car number 99. He's to the outside of row number 2. In row number 3 with the number 7 car, that'll be Joseph Thomas with the number 10 of Racing Jason Salter. To the outside of row number 3, Jeff Edgar going to start 7th in car 48. Dylan Petty alongside with car number 5 makes up row number 4. The 7-11 of Terry Joyner going to start 9th with David Brewer alongside with the number 319. And Tyler Jackson with car number 8, Action Jackson. We talked him as part as a square table round discussion a little while ago. Action Jackson, car number 8, going to start 5th or 11th, all by his lonesome back here. That's a long way to go from 11th to the front. Tyler's good, but he's got a long way to get there.
He's got the shark on the car. He's going to be looking for a good swim here in heat race number 5, 5th and final heat race here in prelim number 1. It's gone by pretty quickly already. Evan C. on the front row. He'll lead him to the green alongside Tyson Pankow in that 91 car. Then you got Zane Yost and former VLR Gobbler 100 winner Bill Ahrens. He picked up his Gobbler 100 win the last time we ran on Dirt Track Racing 2 before we switched over to iRacing. So Bill Ahrens, very familiar with the Gobbler 100 format. He lines up on the outside of row number 2. Pretty good drivers here. 5th and final heat race for server number 1. Get ready to come your way.
I love hearing when guys came from DTR2 like Todd did, like you did, guys like Bill Ahrens did, like VLR all did with this great event years and years ago. That's great. I was a pavement guy. I was no good at the dirt. I do remember playing, rat bag games back in the day. So to hear the DTR flavor still rolling to this day in iRacing with dirt, you guys, I got to imagine Tommy is being a veteran of those wars. You got to feel good taking that sim out here and still being relevant to this day to talk about it.
Absolutely. From where we've come from to where we are now, it's pretty awesome to see. But we got green flag in the air. Heat race number 5. Evan C. on the loud pedal. He'll lead him down into turn number 1. Good race for second into turn number 1 and 2. Give it to the 93 of Zane Yost.
Zane Yost. So we're going to come Tyson Pankow. Jason Salter in the 10. He makes a bonsai move to the low side of Bill Ahrens off at turn number 2. Let's see if he can run down that 7 car racing for the 3rd spot. Man, these are juking and jiving. We got position changes all over the place here on a 4.
Yeah, Salter throws a huge slider going into turn number 3 and 4. Thomas crosses him back over. Good race for the 4th and final transfer spot. And they're 3 wide for 5th right behind him as Evan Sieg hanging on for all it's worth up front. They're side by side right behind him for position number 2. Here comes the 93 of Zane Yost on the inside.
Zane Yost trying to make it happen. Tyson Pankow, a guy we've called 100 times here before on the network in the street stocks. Knows how to get it done. He's got teammate Jason Salter out there in the number 10. So if those two can work together here late in this one to advance on through, they certainly will. Zane Yost going to slide into second, all chasing Evan Say down the backstretch.
Evan C. hanging on to the race lead at the moment. Zane Yost, he's going to take it top shelf at the moment. May not be the best move because here comes the 91 of Pankow. A little contact right there. And Joseph Thomas still hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot with Jason Salter in pursuit in position number 5. Now Salter will take it down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll slide up in front of Thomas for 4th. Thomas will cross him back over. Good race for the final transfer.
You're seeing that slider line already develop here as you're seeing Thomas and Salter slug it out for the 4th spot. Also bring that 7 car behind number 711. That's old Terry Joyner back there trying to run for running room. See if he can't run his way into the 30 lap feature event in server number 1 with their nose to tail. Evan Say is the race leader over Tyson Pankow and Zane Yost. And really no drama there. Racing for second and round 2. We got a big contact over at 1.
Yeah, a lot of contact second, 3rd, and 4th. And don't look now. Here comes the shark-powered car. He started last. He's worked his way up to 7th. There was much contact in front of him. He's going to make up even more. Now Tyler Jackson from last 5th. He's only got 1 spot to make up a transfer.
He's going to be aided by a yellow flag to restack this field together. So all these guys like Tyler Jackson, David Brewer, they came from the back of this field. They're going to have a chance to reset, regroup, and this is going to be anybody's race there, Tommy. They've only put halfway home on this one. There's going to be 5 of 8 complete. This one's been wild already.
Yeah, I haven't seen the 33 car still being shown as your race leader at the moment. And it's Zane Yost and Jason Salter in position number 3. Now Joseph Thomas being scored in the 4th and final transfer spot. Like I said, Tyler Jackson in the 8 car started last, has worked his way up to 5th, and we're going to be halfway home, a little over. It'll be 3 laps to go when we go back to green. So action is not done yet in the 5th and final heat race. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You are not kidding. And look at these guys get ready to regroup. If you had to pick a lane you would want to be in right now there, Tommy, what lane do you want to be in?
I haven't been very good at picking the lanes this week for what's fast, but I'd probably try to ride around the bottom and just see what happens. I mean, I have not figured out the top at all here at Knoxville, especially when it slicks off in these street stocks, and right around the bottom is just where I seem to be the most comfortable, so that's probably where I'd stick it.
I like that, especially if you're a guy like Evan. You got that inside lane. Jason Salter looks like he's going to restart right behind him in the inside of run number 2. So we'll see what's going to happen here as the lights go out around the half mile of the Knoxville Speedway, Knoxville, Iowa. It is great to come out here on the Gobbler night here. We are in server number 1. I'm watching the FARN channel chat here right now, and our buddy Mike Ross mixing it up out there. I don't know if Jack's got that pulled up, but my mom says FARN is the best, but she drinks a lot. You got to drink a lot to think we're the best. Eddie Molinix out there. Good to see Eddie. I haven't seen him in a long time. Hope everybody doing well wherever you're watching from here. Welcome to FERN. Welcome to the Gobbler server number 1. Qualifying race number 5. Heat 5 is back under the green flag.
Yeah, Evan see the 33 car going to lead him down to number 1 and 2 down the back straight. Once again, a little slideways. He'll keep a hang on to it down the back straightaway. That's the 93. Of Zane Yost, Jason Salter, and Joseph Thomas in the 7 car hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. Here comes Terry Joyner.
Terry Joyner drives it really hard up there through the middle. I thought he may slide up the hill. Not sure he had enough room. Joseph Thomas going to hold on to that 4th spot for the time being. Watching Jason Salter and Zane Yost go out for the 2nd spot. All chasing Hayden Cardwell. Or not Hayden, Evan Say. 33 car, Evan Say. I knew that. Evan's going to lead our way. He's in 3 and 4. He's going to see the white flag this time.
I haven't seen a 33 car getting the white flag this time. Good race for positions 2nd and 3rd, but the battle on for the 4th and final transfer spot. That's where we'll keep it at the moment. Joseph Thomas has it. Tyler Jackson on the very bottom of the racetrack trying to slide up beside Thomas to make something happen down the back straightaway. Just not enough momentum.
That bottom lane right there, right now, that high side really going to take Joseph Thomas off. He rides 4th, all chasing a 33 car. Evan Say off of turn number 4, put the checkers in the air. 33 car going to be down for the win. Looks like it's going to be Yost, Salter, and a drag race to the line for 4th. Was that Tyler Jackson?
Tyler Jackson from last to 4th here in heat race number 5. What a drive by him to put on a show by just a half a nose over Joseph Thomas here in heat race number 5. What a run.
That is why we call him Action Jackson right there. From 11th to a transfer spot in the final corner. That was outstanding. 5 heat races complete. It is time for the BladeNode.com D-Main, as we've got 14 cars at the ready. We're going to go 10 laps around, and the top 4 cars will transfer off into the C-Main.
Yeah. 14 cars, top 4 transfer over to the C-Main. The rest get to watch it on the Full Velocity Racing Network, just like you and I. And this is how they'll line up for that D-Main. Row number 1 on the inside, that 77 car, that's Warren Samoy. And to his outside, in the 24 car, that's Landon Coke. Tyson Penkow, he'll line up on the inside of row number 2 in the 91 car. To his outside, in car number, in the 199, I do believe that's Eric Caskey. Carter Schmidt will line up on the inside of row number 3 alongside Eric Eichstadt in car number 12. Row number 5, row number 4 on the inside, the 79, that's Jaden Christ, and to his outside in car number 7, I do believe, that's Jeff Edgar. And Brandon Yamrick, he'll line up on the inside of row number 5 in the 37 car, and to his outside, the 546, it's Randy Axner. Tanner Tomasi not making the call, so that'll be Kevin Williamson in the 17 car. He was battling for a transfer spot in the heat race. He'll line up at the tail end of this D-Main alongside Wild Bill Aarons in the 99, former Gobbler 100 winner. And Gregory Rory will start shotgun on the field, all back there by himself in car number 16. So 14 drivers, actually 13, because Tanner Tomasi not giving up. Getting ready to go 10 laps. The top 4 will transfer. We'll go green next time out of turn number 4.
Going to be a lot of fun. Who is going to be into the C main? I think Williamson may have been given a penalty there post-race to put him all the way to the back of the D main. So he is going to have work to do. Look up front. Warren Samoy, Landon Koch, Tyson Pankow, Eric Qualley. Those are going to be the drivers to the good at the start of this one, but in 10 laps, anything can happen. Anything will happen. iRacing.com, Chevrolet Silverado safety truck into the infield. Let's go green flag racing in the D main here in Knoxville.
D main underway. Warren Samoy on the gas. He'll lead him down into turn number 1 and 2. Landon Koch on the outside. We'll see if he can have anything for him here in turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway.
So you can Landon Koch make something happen. Watch that 91 car to the inside. He had that preferred lane on the restart. Can he chase down Warren Samoy? Can he put Landon Koch to bed as we roll it down at 3 and 4? Still single file there for the double file for second. Warren Samoy leads. Pan count to the bottom of Landon Koch. We're still wheel to wheel, door to door down at turn 1.
A lot of contact in the back. The 88 car of Carter Schmidt making contact. And a host of drivers getting together as well. But we stay green here in the D main. It's Warren Samoy showing the way. The top 4 have kind of pulled away, as well as the 12 car of Eric Eichstadt right there. He's on the outside looking in at the moment, taking a peek down for position number 4. Gets a good run out of turn number 3 and 4 this time.
Eric Eichstadt, one of the best street stock drivers out there. We covered him on a weekly basis at DWRL. Let's see if a 12 car can put his way from a D main into the C. He had to exit out over a wreck during the heat race. Tough to see him in the D. He'll have to rim ride. We got a race for the lead. Warren Samoy under fire. Tyson Pankow looking for the lead in 3.
Yeah, Pankow on the inside, making it stick on the bottom of the racetrack. Samoy gives up the race lead for the moment, falls back to second, maybe even fall back a little bit more, because here comes Eichstadt just smooth around the bottom of the racetrack, really right where nobody's running right now except for him, and he's making it work down there as he's moved up to third, maybe even more, as we come around to complete lap number 4. It'll be 6 laps to go this time for the 91 of Tyson Pankow.
6 laps to go, 4 laps complete. Pankow, the 91 car, going to lead the way there over Warren Samoy. Eichstadt in for third. The battle is going to be back here for fourth on back. You got Landon Koch there, Eric Caskey, Jaden Christ there, Brandon Yemick. Those guys all right together. And don't count on Kevin Williamson in that number 17. He's rim riding Linkenberger a spot here from the C main.
Yeah, Landon Koch from my neck of the woods in Olive Branch, Mississippi, races at my home track at Riverside International Speedway, trying to hang on to the 4th and final transfer spot here in the D main, but he's got a a door panel full, I should say, of the 199 of Eric Caskey, who's all over the inside. And here comes the 79 of Jaden Christ as well. 3-car dance for the 4th and final transfer spot. Landon Koch has it.
Koch has it, and it looks like he may have a couple of seconds here to regroup on that one, because a yellow flag is out here once again. 300 Customs yellow flag now is 6 laps going to go complete in the D main. We'll slow it on down. Let's take a look around with Jack Truitt and figure out why, Tommy. We are under the yellow flag here in the D. Looks like the 546 car of Randy Axler may have got into somebody. That might have been the 88 or the 99 that might have possibly been even.
That's the 16 of Gregory Roy getting into it with the 546 of Randy Axner, bringing out the yellow. Axner will be given an EOL penalty, so he'll start at the tail end of the longest line for bringing out the yellow. A lot of contact right there towards the back. But meanwhile, back up front, we had a pretty good race brewing up for the top 4 drivers. Landon Koch hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. Eric Caskey at 199, just trying to find his way around him. And the yellow flag just came out a little early that time.
A little bit, and we'll have to see how we regroup for the restart. Tyson Pankow, a guy we cover quite a bit, 50 FRN colors on the side of the 91 car. He'll be that lead spot with Warren Samoy there on the outside. In row number 2, Eric Eichstadt. Be right there. Landon Koch said, local guy to you. It's always good to see the locals racing, Tommy. The only problem I have for me, I'm in asphalt country. There ain't a dirt track nowhere near me. So when you can see local flavor for you on the dirt, that's going to be super exciting to do this.
Absolutely. It's always great to see the drivers that you may see week in and week out at your local home track on here on the iRacing thing. It's pretty cool to get them all together on here and get the best sim racers in the world, see how they stack up. But nonetheless, we're here in the D main, just about halfway home, get ready to go back to green. Maybe next time at a turn number 4, Tyson Pankow trying to hang on to it and move up to the C main. He's got a long, long way to go if he wants to get in one of those A main spots here in just a little bit.
Absolutely right. These guys got a lot of digging left to go if they want to even see their way into the 100-lap main event. They're clawing through the fingernails right now. This is the D main. Only the top four even go racing on into the C. Let's put the pace truck back in the infield. Tyson Pankow going to stop that lap pedal down. Let's go racing once again in the D main.
And here we go back under green flag conditions, the 91 car. Pankow going to lead him down the back straightaway in the 12th car of Eric Eichstadt all over the 77. I do believe that's Warren Samoy looking for position number 2 as they work down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4 this time. Who's going to lead lap number 7?
All right, we'll take this little check of there, Tommy. Go visit Mother Nature, if you will, there for a second. I understand how that goes doing this gig. I'll tell you what, Tommy, going to go, don't say, refresh himself, I guess you could say. Tyson Pankow going to lead the way through turns number 1 and 2. Eric Eichstadt in for the second spot. Warren Samoy. Jaden Chris in the 79. Looks like he'll be on the firing spot through turns number 3 and 4. Coming to 2 laps remaining for the number 91 car, Tyson Pankow. He exits forward with the lead. Eric Eichstadt in there for 2. Now put Jaden Chris in the 3rd spot. Eichstadt, the new race leaders, he is around Tyson Pankow. They're in turns number 1 and 2, and they've taken the 2 to go signal. We are down the back chute heading toward turn number 3 and 4. We were going for the white flag, but a yellow late in the D main. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the speedway. That's going to extend the D to a green-white checker. That's going to slow it down for just a brief second. And let's see who is involved in this one to put us under the yellow flag. Jack will tell us that story here in a second. He'll find the replay. He will throw it off, but I believe this is yellow flag number 3. 300 Customs yellow number 3 here in the D main. Presented by BladeNo.com. The 88 Carter Schmidt got into the 1 of Eric Caskey, and it looks like it's going to be Carter Schmidt. It's going to be taking that one into the infield. His night will be done. Know whose night's not done? Mr. Tommy Rowe. He's back reset, feeling better. Tommy, we had a yellow there coming to the white flag, so you missed about a whole lap and a half. That's doing it quickly.
Yeah, that's getting it out. That's getting the job done. That's for sure. At least I'm not going to miss the finish. So, Eric Eichstadt, new inside pole man, going to lead him back to the green, and the 91 of Tyson Pankow, your front row.
Absolutely right. Eichstadt, Pankow going to be your front 2. You've got Jaden Christ, Warren Samoy going to be in row number 2. Then Action's going to be behind them. Eric Caskey, the 199. Kevin Williamson, he has clawed his way to the outside of row number 3. A green-white checker finish here for the D. Anything can happen. Anything will happen. The big question is, can Eric Eichstadt hold on? He made a big move under Pankow for the lead. Now he's going to regroup and do this 2 more times.
Yeah, good drive by Eichstadt, able to manipulate through traffic and come up there to the race lead here in the D main. He's got a long, long way to go. He's off to a good start here in the D main. Going to try to hang on to it for 2 more laps. Maybe a green-white checkered first attempt of 2. They'll have 2 attempts at the green-white checkered here in the D main. Hopefully we can get it done in 1 as the pace truck gets set to pull in this time, getting ready to go back to green.
Certainly is. They're all riled up, tightened up. Let's get ready to flip this thing back on the green flag. Pace truck is in. Eichstadt hits that right pedal down. Green flag goes back in the air. Green-white checker to settle the D main.
Eichstadt will lead him down into turn number 1 and 2 alongside Tyson Pankow right behind him, but the battle on for the 4th and final transfer spot as they go almost 4 wide for position number 4 back here. That's the 79 of Jaden Christ, Warren Samoy, Eric Caskey, Kevin Williamson all right there together. Who's it going to be? White flag is out.
One more trip around for Eric Eichstadt in the BladeNo.com number 12. He'll receive that white silk. He'll enter into turn number 1 and 2 with the race leader for Tyson Pankow. The drama is going to be back here for 3rd, 4th on back. You've got the 79 of Jaden Christ there. You've got Eric Caskey Williamson. Who's going to make their way into the C main? Half a quarter remain.
Kevin Williamson on the outside of the racetrack. It's Eric Caskey in the 199 on the inside. Drag race at the line for the 4th and final transfer spot. Give it to Williamson by a nose. What a finish right there in the D main.
Wow, that was outstanding. Eichstadt, Pankow, Christ, Williamson into the C main. The night done for the likes of, say, an Eric Caskey. iRacing scoring, so click on over. Caskey, Gary Rory, Warren Samoy, Jeff Edgar, Bill Aarons, Landon Koch, Brandon Yemick, Randy Axter, and Carter Schmidt. Looks like their nights are going to end right here on the D main. We got 4 drivers advancing into the C. We're going to have 15 cars at the ready, and they're going to go 12 laps around with that top 4 advancing into the B main.
15 cars getting ready to take the grid. Once again, the top 4 transfer. 12 laps will be the distance. And this is how they'll line up, starting on the inside of row number 1. That 52 car, that's Jason Allen, into his outside. And car number 3, that's Brandon Minnick. Jacob Lassiter, he'll line up on the inside of row number 2 in the 51, alongside the 69 of David Brewer. Brandon Marlowe, he'll line up on the inside of row number 3 in the 37 car, to his outside. That's Steven Radons in car number 78. Nicholas Johnston, he'll line up on the inside of row number 3 in the 28 car, to his outside, the 37, that's Kevin Kaufman. And Dylan Petty, he'll line up on the inside of row number 5 in the 5 car, to his outside in car number 11, that's Connor Parisi. The Hammer, Henry Jones, will line up on the inside of row number 6 in the 25, and to his outside, the B-main winner, that's Eric Eichstadt in car number 12. Tyson Pankow, D-main transfer in the 91, will line up on the inside of row number 7, alongside the 79 of Jaden Christ. And starting shotgun on the field, barely making it by just the nose of his race car in car number 17, it's Kevin Williams. And as we got 15 drivers, 12 laps to distance, going to be another good race here, Phil.
Oh, it certainly is. And how hard are these guys going to have to drive that came from a D to get their way through the C? I mean, we've seen it done before, but wow, you think for guys like Eichstadt, Pankow, Christ, and Williamson, you got to get on it early, because 12 laps will go by in a blink of an eye if this thing fans out any.
Well, we saw it in the heat races. Tyler Jackson in the 8 car showed you it could be done. So technically it can be done, but yes, it's going to be a lot harder as we get up into these C and B mains. But nonetheless, get ready to go green. It'll be Jason Allen on the front row. Get ready to go green right here. Pace truck pulls in. Green flag is in the air.
Jason Allen hits the loud pedal down. He'll take us to the green over that teammate Chanel, number 3 to the outside. Brandon Minnick going to lead us down at number 1 and 2, 51 car. Jacob Lassiter, he'll drive it in deep to the low side. Can he look for the race lead? It's going to be Jason Allen and Jacob Lassiter racing for the lead for the first time in turn 3.
Brandon Marlowe in the 37 car on the outside, looking in with the 69 of David Brewer hanging on to the 3rd and 4th and final transfer spot. He gets a little loose in the middle. He'll lose a lot of ground, and that'll put Marlowe in the 37 car up to position number 4. But he's got a host of drivers trying to run him down,
included likes of Steven Radunes, Dylan Petty in the number 5. That's a guy with a whole lot of speed in that race car. Cannot believe Dylan Petty's name finds the roster of the C-main. I'm going to bet you now, Tom, if you've ever seen Dylan race before, you will see a guy going to make some things happen. It's 2 now, almost 3 wide as we exit the 4th turn. Let's put 2 laps complete. Jacob Lassiter leads down in turn 1.
Doing the bucks 10 to go. Jacob Lassiter trying to run away with the C main, try to transfer over to the B main. Got a long way to go to try to make it into prelim A main number 1, but he's off to a good start along with the 52 of Jason Allen. It's Brandon Minnick in the 3 car, and they're 3 wide for 3rd, and Minnick with a lot of contacts. He'll go around, and his C main may be done.
Wow, that was a big one over there. 3 car got turned sideways and then hooked somebody in the right rear. That's off a big catastrophe through the exit of turns number 3 and 4. Yellow flag, undoubtedly on the Speedway 300 Customs. Yellow flag number 1 in the C main finds us out with 3 laps complete. The 3 car of Minnick got turned around, but I can't tell if he had help or just lost it on his own.
And it looks like the way this track is wearing in, those bumps are developing over there in turn number 3 and 4. It looks like he may have just caught one of those ruts and just got a little out of shape and just unable to control the car. And collects a host of cars with him, and he will take it to the pit area along with the 5 of Dylan Petty, who has damage on his race car, and the 79 in the pits as well. So tough break for some of these drivers here in the C main early on.
Mark Kidden is this thing going to reshape on forward now as those cars are in the infield. We'll see who they put the yellow flag on there, but I think we both agree it may be on the 3 car of Minnick. We'll let Stephen Califone and the gang at VLR make the call. They're doing a heck of a job as they put last night together. They got 2 full admin crews taking care of server 1 that we're in. Todd and Bradley Wilson over in server number 2 as we speak. If you're not, hopefully if you're listening to us, you may be tuning over there as well. Go multi-screen if you can. I know I'd love to do it. I got 1 screen here. I usually have 3 out here for an event like this, but we downsized here recently, so I'm doing this on 1 monitor. Going to monitor some chats through the phone. A little different, but hey, events like this don't come away often. I'm just not as prepared as normal.
If you got the YouTube channel as well, don't you guys? You
Absolutely,
guys
Full Velocity Racing Network on YouTube. Gotta get over there and subscribe.
Pull the race on the TV. You can have it on the computer as well. You got plenty of places to be watching the race from here tonight. Hit the like button, hit the share button. We do thank you, Full Velocity Racing, for coming on board and broadcasting this great event. Team VLR does a great job putting these shows on. We're getting ready to go back green here in C main action. Prelim race number 1. It'll be the 51 of Jacob Lassiter to lead them back to the green. Green flag is back out.
Green flag in the air. Jacob Lassiter, Jason Jason Allen on the front row. Row 2, you'll find the likes of Brandon Marlowe, Nicholas Johnston. Going to put himself on the bubble now as we exit to number 2. We're wrecking again through 1 and 2. Somebody got stumbled over there. They may have saved it. The 52 of Jason Allen. He got wicked loose, but they somehow keep it straight, keep it rolling down in 3.
How about the drive from Tyson Pankow? Started 13th. He's worked his way up to position number 4. He is in a transfer spot at the moment. Started in the D main. Now looking to make his way into the B main. He's looking for more. Looking on the inside for position number 3. That's a 28 of Nicholas Johnston on the outside of him. Hanging on to 3rd at the moment is Jacob Lassiter in the 51. Still showing the way with Brandon Marlowe 2nd. Now here comes Tyson Pankow on the inside looking for 3rd.
Pankow going to look for 3rd there underneath the 28 car off the corner. We have another calamity there over in turn number 3 and 4. Yellow flag is on the speedway. 300 Customs yellow number 2. We'll slow it on down again. We'll see if we can't find who's involved to put us under our down. Perfect. Yellow flag here now. Starting at 5 laps of 12 complete. So some pickups here getting through the C main.
Yeah, looks like the 25, the Hammer Henry Jones, having some steering issues with that car. Looks like his car may have been put in the wall, as well as the 78 of Stephen Radones. And a couple other cars getting collected as well. With the 25, Henry Jones, a lot of damage on that race car. He's going to make his way to the pit area and back out onto the racetrack.
All right, well, I'm just trying to hear through some of the chatter here as Gallimore into the race call. I'm not sure who we put to the end for that one. May have been the 52 car of Jason Allen. Looked like Jason Allen, a guy who was up on the top 4. He was involved. He's going to be put to the infield. So looks like the 52's night is going to come to end early here in the C main. So an unfortunate part here, we have 120 drivers out here, Tommy. Only 24 make the big race. That's sending a whole lot of guys home. Maybe some disappointed drivers. Maybe some guys, some bent feelings and emotions were behind an event like this. That's putting it bar none.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Jason Allen. He started on the pole here in the C main. Definitely not how he wanted his night to come to an end, but sometimes it happens. It's racing. These guys are all out there racing hard for one of those coveted 12 transfer spots. It's just not the 52 of Jason Allen's night as we get him ready to rack and stack and get ready to go back to green here in just a moment. And once again, it's the 51 of Jacob Lassiter on the inside. Brandon Marlowe on the outside, the 37, getting ready to go back green.
That is a pair of Dirt Track Junkies teammates on the front row. Love those DTJ guys. They're going to be the front row here coming back into the C main as they get the final instructions on turn number 4. Green flag goes back in the air. 5 laps complete in the C main. Jacob Lassiter going to lead the way down to the turn 1.
Yeah, the 51 shot out of a cannon that time as your race leader, and they're 3 wide, almost back for position number 2. Here comes Dylan Petty. Where did he come from? He restarted in the back. He's now worked his way up to a transfer spot. He had some damage on his race car just a few moments ago. Now he's 3 wide for second, coming out of turn number 3 and 4.
Petty in the 5 car on the bottom. Marlowe in the middle. Put the 28 car to the outside lane. Nicholas Johnston, he's going to hold on to that second spot for the time being. While chasing Jacob Lassiter. We're halfway home here in the C main. This thing's getting pretty dicey. Dylan Petty back to the bottom side, looking for running room. That's a race for second over in 3.
Nicholas Johnston, he's the only one on the top shelf of the racetrack right now, inside the top 5, trying to make it happen. Dylan Petty on the inside. The rest of these guys running right around the berm on the bottom of the racetrack. Johnston's got it high side and handsome, trying to get a run on you. Top 2 drivers. He'll get around Petty in the 5 car down the back straightaway.
Watching this good race going on for second. Some good racing behind these drivers as well. Brandon Marlowe on the bubble. Tyson Pankow, David Brewer, Eric Eichstadt, Kevin Williamson all knocking on the heels. This race for second is far too good to get away from. Nicholas Johnston holding on. Dylan Petty continuing to roll the bottom over in turn 1.
And it'll come around. It's 4 laps to go for the 51. Oh, contact with Pankow in the 91. And Pankow goes around. That'll bring out the yellow.
It's a tough break there for Tyson as he was looking for something to happen there. Looks like David Brewer may have gotten in the back from the sub slightly. That sent the 91 car around. Yellow now. 9 laps complete. So it's kind of in the middle of the rough. There's some bent up fenders going on out there for sure. Now we reset, we regroup, and you look for guys inside with top 4. You look for guys outside with top 4 with a shot. Guys like Williamson and Eichstadt, even Jaden Price, those guys still have a realistic shot here now with 3-4 laps remaining in this.
Absolutely, still anybody's race. You just saw Dylan Petty. He was in a caution a few laps earlier, and now he's up here battling for a transfer spot. So it doesn't matter where you start on the racetrack. Pankow in the 91 proved that early on as he started 13th here in the C main and was able to work his way up to a transfer spot for a moment. Just unfortunate contact right there with the 69, and he'll have to start tail end of the field once again. It's got to be frustrating to come so far, but still so far away.
All right, I'm just listening to here as we're trying to delegate where the contact is, talking about the slaughter lines. It's good, hard racing, and I think in the judgment of all the good, hard racing, when you race hard, Tommy, sometimes racing contact happens. We call that a racing deal in the racing circles now, don't we?
Absolutely. That's how I took it right there. Just watching two guys just battling hard for a transfer spot. The 69 just comes up the racetrack. Thought he had the slider line that worked, and just unfortunate contact. And that's racing. That's what happens sometimes.
Exactly right. I know Jack has chimed in on that multiple times too. In asphalt, I don't find much as far as racing deals on. Usually in asphalt, somebody screwed up and did something wrong. In dirt, a whole different animal. Cars going to come together like that. I can deal with the racing deal calls on iRacing in the dirt. I'm okay with it. But it looks like we're getting ready to go back to green. Jacob Laster, Nicholas Johnston on the front row. Dylan Petty, Brandon Bartlow in row 2, Kevin Williamson, and Eric Eichstadt, the D-Main winner. He's going to restart outside row 3. Can the 12 car drive his way into the B? I guess we're going to find out because the green is coming out. Oh, about right now.
That green flag is back out in the 51 of last year once again. Going to try to hang on to the race lead. It'll be 3 laps to go next time by. And they go almost 3-4 wide from position number 3. Now Dylan Petty up to position number 2. But here comes Johnston on the outside of the racetrack with a big run on the race leader.
He certainly does to the outside, and so did Brandon Marlowe. He made the outside move work for third. He may look to the middle lane. Petty in a drop down low. Can Jake Lassner hold on for the win? He's coming to 2 to go second.
A couple of these drivers right behind Johnston. The 28 car sees what he's doing. They're going to try to make it work as well. 3 wide for the 4th and final transfer spot. Down the back straightaway. 1.5 more times around the Knoxville Raceway here in the C main. Who's going to pick up the 4th and final transfer spot? Dylan Petty falling back to 4th. Even 5th as Williamson and the 37 of Marlowe all right there together. Almost 5 wide for 4th now.
This is amazing racing right here with Williamson and Eichstadt and Marlowe 3 wide there from about 5th down to 1 and 2. They make some hard contact. Jaden gets stuck in the wall of the 79. Marlowe up the hill. Are these guys going to come out clean? We're on the white flag.
Eric Eichstadt in the 12 car. He picked up the win of the D-Main. He's hanging on to the 4th and final transfer spot. They almost go 6 wide behind him. That's not going to work. And Eric Eichstadt will pick up the 4th and final transfer spot. It's Nicholas Johnston uses the outside of the racetrack to pick up the win. Jacob Laster, the 51, hangs on for 2nd. Dylan Petty 3rd. And Eric Eichstadt in that 12 car. What a drive by him to pick up the 4th and final transfer spot. Phil, we're already up in the B-Main action.
We certainly are. The B main going to go 14 laps around. The top 4 will transfer on to the 30-lap preliminary main here for server number 1, or the top 12 will go to the Gobbler 100. Out of that, we still got a lot of racing left to go. The B main starting lineup going to go away like this on the pole with the number 69. That's going to be Keith Hackney, and alongside with the number 50 car will be Justin Robinson. In row number 2, the 105, Sheldon Oberle with the 71 of William Hargraves up next to him. In row number 3, the number 7 of Joseph Thomas, the number 11 of David Kalb, headline row number 3. In row number 4, the number 97 car of Steve Clare, the 29 of Lane Phillips. He'll be parked next door to him. The number 25 of Jarrett Murphy, the 711 of Terry Joyner make up row number 5 with Jack Ritz in the 777. With the C-Main winner, Nicholas Johnson, next to him. He'll roll off on the outside of row number 6. Jacob Lassiter, Dylan Petty, and Eric Eichstadt completing 15 cars for the B-Main. 14 laps around. Top 4 will go on. We know all the ways you get this done. We figured out also the ways you can lose it here tonight. We've seen an aggressive racing in the C-Main. I'm expecting nothing different here through the B.
I'm expecting even more aggressive racing. This is it right here. You have to get into the first A-Main to get to the Gobbler. This is their last chance to do so. Only 4 more drivers out of these 15 will transfer over into prelim A-Main number 1. So expect the aggression to heat up here in the B-Main. We got a lot of good drivers getting ready to go for 4 spots.
We certainly do. It's a loaded field, as both of these servers were all night long. You were going to see an absolutely phenomenal Gobbler 100 there, presented by iRacingIflag and Back to Blue. We're going to be coming up there. We're expecting around about 10 Eastern time here on the East Coast, where that race will go green. But a lot still to get to here in server number 1. If you're watching over in Todd in server number 2, we hope you're over there, and I hope the racing's going well. We're having a good time here. Phil Lacasse, Tommy Rowe, Jack Chewin hanging out in round number 1 of the qualifying for tonight. And this one here has Keith Hackney, Justin Robertson, Sheldon Oberle, and William Hargraves. That's going to be those coveted top 2 rows. They're all set. The belt cinched tight. And the green flag for the B main now following us on the speedway.
And Keith Hackney on the gas. He'll lead him down into turn number 1. Sheldon Oberle, he led a couple of laps in the heat race. Unfortunate incident had him fall back quite a few spots. Now trying to race his way into prelim A main number 1. He'll find the lead down the back straightaway.
Certainly will. We got William Hargraves, 71. He's going to try to follow Preston through the corner as they run to the extreme low side. 105 gets loose again. Hackney around the outside looks for the lead. 3 wide. Who's going to lead back to the stripe? It might be Hargraves at the line.
Good car control by the 71 of Hargraves to keep it off the 105 right there and not make contact and still have a shot at the race lead down the back straightaway as Hackney has it on the outside. But here comes Hargraves on the inside, knocking on the door, says, hello, I'm there.
I think the familiarity with these cars, as we see Hargraves' name a lot here in the street stocks, I got to imagine the familiarity with the car and the car control is what's riding it right there as William Hargraves will roll up to the race lead. Keith Hackney, you know, that guy in that team at HRE is got a whole lot of speed. He's going to dip back to the low side. Let's see if we get race to the lead. Hargraves going to lead the way through down the back strip to the 3.
On board with the 97 car off Steve Clares. He's battling for the 4th and final transfer spot as he's on the bottom in almost 3 wide action right now with the 50 car of Justin Robinson in the middle. And the 105 of Preston Oberle now pulls back up to position number 3 right in front of the 97 of Claire, who holds on to the 4th and final transfer spot. They're 3 wide for 5th right behind.
You've got to imagine these guys' palms are sweating and shaking right now. This racetrack's really turning into a really finesse racetrack. You're really going to be fine the way you hit your line. We're watching guys like Oberle and Claire running their 3rd and 4th. You look right behind them. You find the legs of David Cal back there in the 11. We know he's got a ton of speed in his race car. Guys like Steve Clare, Justin Robinson back there, Joseph Thomas we've seen come out of the heat races earlier on. I mean, these are some really good drivers back here. But we have 2 really good ones racing for the lead. Hackney and Hargraves are door-to-door for the lead in 3.
Yeah, these guys are turning lap times around the 24.5-second mark right now. They were practicing in lap times of 22.6 was the fastest lap in practice. So this racetrack is slowed down by almost 2 seconds from where we were in practice to where we are right now in the B main. This track is really, really slick. You got to use that right pedal quite a bit as they work their way through the corners, try to manipulate around the Knoxville Raceway here in the street stocks. Good racing action heating up as here comes the 97 of Claire knocking on the door for position number 3. The top 4 have pretty much pulled away, and as I say that, we have a caution out on the racetrack.
That slick condition is certainly proving tough for some drivers, and this one may have gobbled up the number 12 car of Eric Eichstadt. He won the D main. He is all the way into the B, and it looks like his car went around. What I don't know for sure if there was some help back there. Oh, he definitely had some help.
Yeah, it looks like the 7-11 of Terry Joyner may have gotten turned around and collected the 12 of Eichstadt. Just tough, close racing here at the Knoxville Raceway. Everybody going for the same amount of real estate. Just not enough room to make it happen.
As you said, you documented this track is slowed down close to 2 seconds from where they practice on it. About an hour plus ago, and this track's only going to seem to get slicker and slicker and slicker. These, I know a lot of these guys have spent hours and many, 1,000, hundreds of laps. They're putting these setups together. On these tracks that slicker and slicker like this, what more can you do from the driver's seat than just sit there and rim riding? You guys almost say drive with the right foot, and watching a slick racetrack, I finally now know what you guys mean.
Absolutely. It's just, you just got to have the best throttle control that you possibly can. But even during practice, you cannot simulate what 60 drivers can do to a racetrack in over 2 hours of time throughout multiple heat races and D and C mains. It's just hard to even prepare for that. So this track has changed up a lot, probably even to so much to the extent where a lot of these drivers have not seen it change up to this much yet.
This is where, guys are really good and care about their craft for sure. Because a guy like me, they would ask me, well, Phil, why don't you practice? Well, I can spend 3 weeks practicing and get jumped by somebody in the first lap and waste 3 weeks of my time. So that's right. Practice for quitters. Right, Jack? That's right. We didn't practice very good back in the day. Maybe that's why we never got any good and why we do this now. I know Tommy was better than us.
That's why I'm up here in the booth with you, Phil. I'm not that good anymore, and I just don't have the time to put into a craft like this. It's a lot of fun, but I'm just nowhere near the caliber of driver that some of these are out there on the racetrack right now. As Keith Hackney in the 69 getting ready to lead him back to the green. William Hargraves on the outside, and it's Steve Clare and Sheldon Oberle, your inside-outside row number 2. That's your 4th and final transfer spot, getting ready to come to green. It'll be 7 down, 7 to go, halfway home here in the B main.
Tell you what, when you finish last in the bottom split in a rookie entry to 11 division, yeah, that means you need to go focus on broadcasting. That's what I did. I was never good at that. I'll never forget that night. I never got so dejected in my life. We went back to green. They're all making contact. Just as quick as we went green, we're back with that yellow silk over the racetrack. Yellow on the speedway again. This one may have come from right in the middle of the speedway.
Lane Phillips in the 29, Joseph Thomas in the 7 car, all involved back here on the restart. Looks like the 21 car. Not quite sure who that is at the moment. Maybe Jacob Laster in the 21 getting turned around and nowhere to go for the rest of these drivers.
Yeah, I've called that car out once or twice today. I don't think that was the last in the last 51. Who was that 21 car? Somebody's number don't match up here. And
Justin Robinson in the 21.
There it is. I couldn't figure out. I was like, what number is Robinson? 21 car. Yeah, he went
50
around.
on my screen and 21 on the racetrack.
At least I'm not the only announcer who struggles with that from time to time. These numbers don't work out. I tell you what, when you're not familiar with all these guys, which how can you be with all the drivers we have here tonight? You just never know. Sometimes the names of the numbers don't match up on the race car to what we see in the roster list. Makes guys like us work, doesn't it?
We just make it happen, you know. They could be number 50. It'll be all right. As long as we say their name at some point, I'm sure they'll be fine with it. They probably don't want us calling their name for causing the caution, but sometimes it happens. You know, 50, 21, it doesn't matter.
Maybe that's the ticket right there. If you just race to the wrong number and cause wrecks, maybe they don't find you.
Exactly.
Jack will find you, though. That guy's got some quick fingers to hit that replay button back, and we can attach your name to whatever number you're in. That's the beauty of what we do. Single file restart has been called with 7 laps complete, and with the amount of contact we may have just seen, I don't think that's a bad call at all.
Yeah, we just seen the restart happen and barely made a half a lap before the caution came back out. So we're going to rack them and stack them and try this again one more time. It'll be 8 in the books, 6 to go, just a little over halfway. Keith Hackney in the 69 going to try to lead him back to the green with the 71 of William Hargraves in position number 2. Steve Clare, Sheldon Oberle, your top 4 drivers. Green flag back out.
Green flag back in the air. The single file restart. This may fall right to the hands of one Mr. Keith Hackney in the number 69. He's going to be the first of the group to lead our way over to turn number 1 and 2. William Hargraves, Steve Clare, Preston Oberle, your top 4. They left 4 cars. They had a really good restart. They've walked away from that battle going on for 5th.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing that can happen right now. But Sheldon Oberle, he's not done. He's going to take it to the top shelf of the racetrack where nobody else is running right now. And that may cost him some spots because the top 3 are kind of pulling away from him. And position number 5 kind of reeling him in just a little bit. May want to rethink running the outside like that.
They want to do so, Sheldon Oberle there, the 105. If he gets that good run off the top lane, he'll try to drive underneath the 97. He'll think better of that. We got a race for the lead brewing. Hargraves under Hackney. Who's going to win that race for the lead? They're about a 4 coming to 10 laps complete.
Yeah, 4 to go this time. This is 14 laps, not 12 laps, as Hargraves takes over the race lead. Hackney will fall back to second with Steve Clare. Sheldon Oberle still high side and handsome on the racetrack. It's a big run down the back straightaway. He'll pull almost alongside the 97, working down the back straightaway. Will he have enough momentum to carry into turn number 3 and 4? Just not quite enough at the moment.
This is that part of the race where you got to balance risk versus reward too. Sheldon Oberle and Steve Clare currently sitting in transfer spots to put their way into the 30-lap preliminary feature event here for server number 1. Any unnecessary chance those 2 guys wreck, they may race them way right out of a chance to race in the Gobbler later on.
Yeah, only the top 4 transfer over to the A main here in just a moment, and only the top 12 come out of prelim number 1. You got to get to the A main. You got to get to the prelim A main first. So Oberle may want to just rethink that and play it safe here at the moment. He's going to take a dip down to the inside of the 97. Couldn't quite make it stick. Just not enough room down there to make it work. As Hargraves pulling away half a second as the lead over Hackney now.
He certainly does. William Hargraves down at number 3 and 4. About 5 car lengths advantage over Keith Hackney. Keith's going to try to find running room and moisture down to the extreme low side. Hargraves gets a run. That may bring the 97 of Clare and Sheldon Oberle the 105 as he goes back to the low side. Racing for third as we've taken the white flag.
Racing really hard down the backstretch with positions number 3 and 4. Both of those drivers in a transfer spot at the moment as William Hargraves will go into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. He'll pick up the win easily. It'll be Keith Hackney hanging on to second. Oberle will move up to third, and Steve Clare, the 97, will hang on to the fourth and final transfer spot here in the B main. And pretty good race right there. Top 4 just able to pull away on that final restart.
And not enough time for the likes of Nicholas Johnston, David Kalb, Jake Lassiter, Jared Murphy, Joseph Thomas, Jack Ritz, Justin Robinson, Lane Phillips, Dylan Petty, Eric Eichstadt, Terry Joyner. Those are the names that will not see our 30-lap preliminary main here for this one. Looks like we got about 5 minutes to run this racetrack in. 5 minutes as Mr. Calavoda is giving these guys instructions to run the berm, run this racetrack in. I don't know if anybody sets these track preps up better than Mr. Stephen Calavoda.
Yeah, VLR does a great job. They have some great admins in the booth. Stephen Calavoda, KT King. They dedicate their time and effort into making this one of the top series in all of iRacing. I think, at least on the dirt side, they have exceeded expectations. They put on some great events in the past, and another one here tonight, another gem in the books, the Gobbler 100. We're getting ready to go. Prelim A main number 1. 24 of the best iRacing drivers getting ready to go. Only 12 spots on the line. We have a whole nother server going on right now to claim the other 12 spots. And there's going to be some great talent that'll make the main event. There's going to be some great talent that will not make the main event in both of these races.
Absolutely right there, Tommy. You know, Todd and I believe Bradley Wilson overdoing in server number 2, and we'll see if I can't even find that over there and see how they're doing as far as progress report, if you could. We're stacking as we're getting to the preliminary A. I'm going to use the magic here of technology here and click on back through, see what I can't find as far as what potentially maybe. What are they doing in server number 2? There we go. Click that link right there. The C main. So we're a little step ahead.
And we're a little step ahead there in the C main right now, so you get to watch the A main open server number 1 and go over there and tune into server number 2 right quick. You won't miss any action, apparently, because they're still in the C main, so you still got plenty of time to catch both of these A main races to see who will be the 24 drivers competing for $500 to win, courtesy of the IRacingIflag Back the Blue Gobbler 100. Once again, the 13th year in existence. Started out as the Turkey 100 with WFO Racing and JCR over in DTR2. It changed its name just a little bit, but it's still got the same prestige with all these drivers coming out putting on a good show.
Absolutely right. Yeah, this race so entrenched in history back in the DTR days, and pull up my list here really quickly. Is past champions includes Johnny Chambers on the original first Gobbler 100. The Turkey 100 was called at the IFRT Frettsville Speedway, Urfredsville. I'm not sure what that. Never heard of that one. Joe Robinson picked up the win in 2009 at the Missouri Mud Pit. 2010, Joe Barker won at the XCR Motorsports Park. The 2011 version was won by Austin Semmelin at the Western Springs Speedway. Selman picked up back-to-back wins, winning in 2012 at the Portsmouth Speedway. 2013 found Brian Williams winning at the WFO Speedway, and he also backed it up with a win in 2014 at the Smoky Mountain Speedway. Austin Selman picked up his third win in the 100 in 2015. The Roaring Knob Speedway, Tyler County Speedway in 2016. We saw the last of DTR2, Bill Aarons picking up the win in 2016. And then it moved into iRacing for 2017, where Shane James was the winner. At the Lanier National Speedway, Kevin Dedman picked up the win in 2018 at Knoxville, and the defending champion of this event last year at the Volusia Speedway Park was won by Dylan Hauser. So a little history of this great event known as the Gobbler 100. So much prestige. I call it the best race of the year. It's street stock racing at its finest, and I love this event. It's one I circle every year. I'm so glad I was able to make it again for this round here in 2020.
Yeah, it's actually the first time in a few years that I think I've actually gotten to call the IRacingIflag Gobbler 100. I'm always around for the spring fling events, but Gobbler 100, you know, it's a pretty awesome event with these street stocks. A little different. little different driving style that you have to pay attention for and get used to. But once again, I want to thank all the sponsors for coming on board. IRacingIflag, Miller Media Design, 300 Customs, 3D Racing, Blado.com, McConey Setup Shop, Beard FX Racing, JP Design, Cristiano Gaming, Coltrane Custom, Heartland Harley Davidson, Brett Walls Racing, Dice Race Designs, all great sponsors and supporters of the IRacingIflag Gobbler 100 here at Team VLR. Also want to thank you guys, Full Velocity Racing Network, for all the great coverage that you guys have provided with us for this event. And like I said, the race fans out there, hit the like button, hit the share button. We're getting ready to go. A-main server number 1, the top 12, will transfer out of this one for the big $500 to win Gobbler 100 in just a little bit.
I don't imagine some of these guys that qualified their way in a little while ago have been sitting there getting cold for a while, watching this racetrack go through a big cycle, big revolution. What do you think these guys have picked up? I mean, some of you guys are sitting around waiting for a better part of an hour to get their turn of hair at our 30-lap prelim feature event.
Yeah, you got to think some of these guys, you know, that transferred directly out of heat race number 1, Austin Matthews, Howard Weaver. So, like you said, they've been sitting around, you know, an hour and a half. This track has changed tremendously. That's what these 5 minutes of practice are for. But nonetheless, the admins have rolled it over. I do believe we're getting ready to go A-main racing server number 1 style.
McConey Setup Shop sponsoring a 30-lap prelim main event here. And on the front row with the number 311, that's going to be Austin Matthews. And alongside with car number 48, that'll be Casey Brunson.
Row number 2 on the inside. In the 41 car, the Pink Panther, number 41, that'll be Logan Rumsey. And to his outside, in the 7 car, he was the 2020 VLR Spring Fling champion, the 2020 World of Outlaw Late Model Series champion. It's Hayden Cardwell.
The number 33, another world champion there, Evan C. with the number 33 car, flanked by the number 07, the legendary Mr. Howard Weaver.
Row number 4 on the inside. In that 13 car, that's DJ Kilinowski of the 1-3, and to his outside, the 29, that's Richie Yost.
Ryan Bueller going to start next with car number 03 with Zane Yost alongside him, Zane in car number 93.
Row number 6 on the inside, the 14 car, that's Taylor Frost on the inside to his outside, and car number 11, that's Kyle Moyer.
Kevin Dedman in the flying 0 with car number 0. He'll start in position number 13 alongside the E.J. Jones, number 84.
Jason Salter of the Full Velocity Racing Network, number 10 car. He'll line up on the inside of row number 8 alongside the 12 car. That is Michael Grenert in car number 12.
Starting in 17th will be car number 17, the Tennessee Tumbler Brett Rolls with car number 55 alongside of Joey Durbin.
And row number 10 on the inside, the 69, the Weaver Valley Speedway, number 69 entry. It's Gage Martinez. And to his outside, and car number 8 started dead last in his heat race, picked up the transfer spot. That'll be the Shark, Tyler Jackson.
William Hargraves going to start in position 21, the B-main winner with car number 71, Keith Hackney alongside in car 69.
And your 12th and final row on the inside, your last 2 transfers out of the B-main. The 105 on the inside, that's Sheldon Oberly. And to his outside, in car number 97, Steve Clare. 24 drivers getting ready to go 30 laps, top 12. Transfer into the 13th annual IRacingIflag Gobbler 100.
This is going to be outstanding. This list of server names is loaded. We have 30 laps around. The top 12 transfer on into the Gobbler 100. Who are these 12 names going to be? Out of turn number 4, let's put the prelim feature to work. Green flag up in the air.
Green flag in the air. Austin Matthews wastes no time taking it down into turn number 1. Here comes that 48 of Casey Brunson on the inside, knocking on the door. A little contact back behind him. Howard Weaver, Hayden Cardwell making contact. Cardwell loses a lot of spots on the outside.
Certainly will. Evan Sagan to go on by. He has his Logan Rumsey, the 41 car. 13 of DJ Kilinowski. He'll go to work the wheelman to the low side. 3 wide for 5th here on a 4.
Almost 5 wide back through the field as these cars are slicing and dicing right now. How about 4 wide for position number 4? Give it to Richie Yost as he moves up to 4th as we go on back. 3 wide right behind him.
3 wide on behind. This is a terrific race back here. Logan Rumsey, Richie Yost, Zane Yost, Howard Weaver, and a yellow flag on the speedway now with 2 laps on the scoreboard. They're getting after early here in the A.
Yellow. Gage Martinez may have been involved in the 69 car. And
the big one at Knoxville in the street stocks. This one may not be for the faint of heart.
yeah, all these drivers running 3 and 4 wide, just bound to happen back here. One driver gets out of shape and mayhem ensues. The 14 gets turned around, collecting a few drivers as well. Nonetheless, back up front here early on. Evan C., I do believe, and the 33 car be scoring as your race leader at the moment. DJ Kalinowski, Evan C., Logan Rumsey, Austin Matthews, and the 48 of Casey Brunson all right there together.
Definitely not matching up to the way they came back to the line, but we'll see what timing and scoring will put us on. Is the beauty of iRacing when the yellow comes out, Tommy, as you know, the timing and scoring all freezes. So what they look like on the track, what we see there in front of us, they sometimes don't tell us the same story, and sometimes what we see in front of our eyes, it sometimes lies to us.
Absolutely. I'm sitting here looking at my ATVO, and it's just, the timing screen is all jacked up right now. It's where I got Evan Cease being scored as your race leader. It's actually Austin Matthews out there in the 311 car alongside Casey Brunson in the 48 car. Nonetheless, we're going to rack and stack them and try it again one more time. Only one lap of the book, still 29 to go. A long, long way to go here in A-Main server number 1. Once again, the top 12 transfer, 12 coveted spots on the line for the IRacingIflag Gobbler 100. And we've seen 3 and 4, 5 wide racing at times already in the opening lap.
Now, if memory serves, and I think I'm pretty accurate here, and I'm going to go back to my format and refresh this, but I believe the way they finish here in the A main here for these 30 laps, I believe it's going to set up the inside row for the Gobbler 100. So you may think of these guys go running 5th, 6th, 7th. You're locked in the show. These guys may be thinking of starting position. That's going to come into effect in the 100-lap main event coming up here next. But we've got one lap complete. Let's start lap number 2. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag back in the air, and Austin Matthews wastes no time. Once again, lead them down into turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, or 3 wide for second right behind them. Give it to Evan C. on the inside. He'll pull up to position number 2 with Casey Brunson. And now DJ Kalinowski running side by side for positions number 3. And we got a host of cars getting together right behind them.
Now they're back there, Zing Yost getting together. We've got Logan Rumsey to the bottom. We've got guys, juking and driving all over the place. We've got some upset race car drivers. I got the driver chat on here, Tommy. It is colorful.
Yeah, going back here to the 12th and final transfer spot at the moment. Being held onto by Taylor Frost, who's looking on the outside of Jason Salter, currently sits in position number 11. And look who's on the outside looking at the moment. Hayden Cardwell in the 7 car. That's not a name you see on the outside looking for a transfer spot, but that's where he is right now, running 13th. Needs to find one more spot on the racetrack, but still a long, long way to go.
Certainly is, and Hayden's to the low side looking under Taylor Frost off the exit of turn number 2. That is racing for that transfer spot, as you said. That is, Taylor, a really good street stock name, a world champion, and Hayden Cardwell's work. He's to the low side, Jason Salter up ahead. This is racing for the transfer spot. 5 laps going complete.
5 laps and looks still 25 to go. Now Evan C. has worked his way up to the race lead. Austin Matthews in the 311 car was your race leader early on. He's pulling up to the outside of the racetrack. He's lost a few spots because of that, as Casey Brunson's taken over second with DJ Kalinowski. Richie Yost rounding out the top 5.
Certainly is, and Richie Yost is working his way down to the inside. That number 29 car trying to work his way forward. Austin Matthews there up ahead of him. Evan C., as you said, the race leader now put Brunson back to second. Matthews has dropped to that 3rd spot. The race back here for 4th is really good. Richie Yost and DJ Kalinowski. Logan Rumsey not too far behind the 41 car.
Yeah, Logan Rumsey, not quite sure who that is, a picture of on his car. Maybe I do not want to know after all. Trying to peek his nose in there for a top 5. Kalinowski goes to the top of the racetrack. He'll get a good run down the front straightaway to try to hang on to 5th at the moment. And we'll go back to 12th right now. Hayden Cardwell has moved into the 12th and final transfer spot with Taylor Frost on the outside looking in. And Kevin Dedman being scored in position number 14. He's another driver past winner. We're trying to find his way into the 13th annual Gobbler 100. Not quite where he wants to be at the moment.
No, not at all. See guys like E.J. Jones behind him, Tyler Jackson with a lot of speed tonight, Keith Hackney, a lot of really fast drivers outside the transfer spots right now with now 8 laps complete. Let's call it 9 as we're working off the exit of number 2. Evan Say, the race leader, he has pulled himself out to about a full second, racing for 2 back here between Brunson and Matthews. That's getting kind of racy over there in 3.
Yeah, top 2 have pretty much pulled away on a Sunday drive right now. Another second back to position number 3 with Austin Matthews. He has his hands full with the 13 of DJ Kalinowski, the 29 of Richie Yost, and Logan Rumsey all right there together as well. Back behind him, Howard Weaver, Kyle Moyer going at it for position 7th and 8th. Good side-by-side racing back through the middle of the pack. Jason Salter hanging on to a left net. Cardwell on the fire now. 12th and final spot. They go 3 wide for him.
3 wide back there for the transfer. You got Hayden Cardwell back there. You've got Taylor Frost, Dedman, Jason Salter up ahead. A lot of heavy hitters in the street stocks. E.J. Jones starting to enter his way into the fray here as well. He currently runs 15th down the back chute, heading toward turn number 3. There's a lot of drama happening for the transfer spot. There's a great race going on up here for about 6th or 7th. About 7th spot, Weaver and Moyer. This has been terrific racing out of turn 4.
Yeah, Weaver still hanging on to the outside of the racetrack. Usually more comfortable running the bottom of the racetrack. Usually fits his driving style a little better. But he's adapted here in the A main thus far, trying to hang on and put himself into the Gobbler 100 event here in just a little bit. Evan C. now a 2nd, and 1.3 is the distance between him and 2nd of Casey Brunson. Then another 2.5 seconds back to 3rd of Richie Yost, who's pulled ahead of Austin Matthews, with DJ Kilinowski rounding out the top 5.
DJ having a good ride there, number 13. One night ago, the prelude to the Gobbler. He put fast time up there, led the majority of that 50-lap main event. DJ Kilinowski trying to race his way into the Gobbler 100. Liked his chances tonight. Said he had something he was going to throw at it for the feature event tonight, but he's going to race his way in there first. Currently runs in that 5th spot. Evan Say with a tremendous lead there. 1.5 seconds over Casey Brunson. You got to go 3 seconds back till you find this race for 3rd between Richie Yost and Austin Matthews. Put Richie to the 3rd spot, Austin in 4th, DJ 5th. Logan Rumsey currently in the 6th spot. This race for 7th, still the best race in the Speedway. Moyer versus Weaver. They continue to battle there through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Weaver still hanging on to the outside of the racetrack. Weaver's kind of pulled up alongside Kilinowski and Rumsey for a moment there. Just can't quite get the run on the top shelf of the record. He's still hanging tough right there, position number 8 at the moment. As they're 3 wide right in front of him. Kilinowski hanging on the outside as Matthews goes through the middle, splits Rumsey as well. Rumsey will fall back to position number 6.
Certainly will, and he may fall back to the clutches of that Weaver and Moyer race right behind them as well. Zane Yost and Jason Salter, they go side by side. That's running for the top. It's running 8th and 9th. You find Hayden Cardwell back there, the 7 car. He's currently in the top 10. He gets checked up. That brings Burnett, the 12 car, to the bottom.
Yeah, Grenett, he's the man on the bubble right now, hanging on to that 12th and final transfer spot. It's Kevin Dedman, Taylor Frost side by side for position number 13. 13's not good enough. You need to be in the top 12. These drivers know that. Kevin Dedman trying to work the outside of the racetrack to try to get a run on one of these top 12 spots as they go 3 wide now, almost for the 12th and final transfer spot.
It is good racing back here as we look. You got Cardwell, Gurnett, Dedman, Frost, E.J. Jones on the outside of the battle. Tyler Jackson starting to enter that fray as well. That's a great 6-car battle. The problem is you got to finish 12th to get in, and that's racing for 12th on back.
Howard Weaver now, he's found himself clear of that battle with the 11 car. Now he's finding himself in a battle with the 41 of Logan Rumsey. That's for position number 6. Maybe even looking for more. Weaver looking for a good top 5 run here in prelim A main number 1. Still working the outside of the racetrack and making it work. As meanwhile, back here in position number 12, new man on the bubble, Kevin Dedman, up to position number 12.
We go on board that number 07 of Howard Weaver. A great look out the front end here at the Knoxville Raceway as we will put halfway home here. We're 18 laps of 30 complete, getting to the end of this one. Little checkup there. Weaver runs the outside. Jason Salter had a bobble. Zane Yost to the back of him. We got some checkups here in the back part of the top 10.
Hayden Cardwell's moved up to the top 10 on the outside of the racetrack around the 93 of Zane Yost. Cardwell was once on the outside looking in, running in position 13 as a good drive now going up to position number 9. Still a long way to go here around the Knoxville Raceway. Coming around to be 10 laps to go for the 33 car of Evan Sears. Checked out 2.1 seconds is the distance between him and Casey Brunson. Another 2 seconds back to position number 3 of the 20 of Richie Yost.
There's no drama up there in the top 3 at all. So we're looking at these battles back here from 4th on back. We got DJ Kilinowski up in the 4th spot. Little gap between him and Austin Matthews. Howard Weaver has been a guy tussled in battles here throughout this one. Now him and Logan Rumsey having a good race there. The 07 versus 41. That's for the 6th spot. Jason Salter right behind without Hayden Cardwell. Hayden trying to top this top 8. He is right there running the low side. He looks through under Salter out of turn 4.
Yeah, Michael Brunert, a 12 car, he was able to get around Kevin Dedman for the 12th and final transfer spot at the moment. The problem is he's running the outside of the racetrack and he's flirting with the wall up there. He's beat it up a couple of times and Dedman able to get back around him, now working down the back straightaway. We'll see if Gurnett can get that run once again to try to tune it up for maybe one more good shot at one of those 12 spots.
He certainly is. He's got that thing rim riding up high, rim riding off the wall, front ends bouncing up there, trying to get all the head of steam he can possibly do. I never know wall riding to be a good thing. He's making it work, but now Dedman's going to wheel underneath the 11 car and three-way races. Yost is up high, 3 wide for 10th there on a 2.
Dedman, he's a driver. He picked up the Gobbler 100 win here at the Knoxville Raceway just 2 years ago, trying to hang on to one of those 12 transfer spots here at prelim A main number 1. As Howard Weaver, he's worked his way into the top 5 around Austin Matthews, as the top 3 drivers have kind of checked out from the rest of the field. Evan C., 2.6 seconds and growing is his lead on the 48 of Casey Brunson. Richie Yost still in position number 3. Kalinowski hanging on to 4th. And those drivers look pretty comfortable as Howard Weaver's worked his way to the top 5, looking for more.
We're going to have 6 laps remaining. I'm watching that 311 car, Austin Matthews. He set quick time in this server a little while ago. Now runs back to the 6th spot. Looks like his car has backslid some. Do you think he's going to have any panic knowing he had a really good car for 1 lap and slowing down here? He may have 100 laps to look forward to. They may have some scrambling they have to think about in that team with that setup.
Yeah, he's been really strong all night. Just his car is not liking the slick here at the Knoxville Raceway. He's trying to hang on to it and put himself in the show. He's got 5 more laps to do so. Still looking pretty good right now, hanging on to position number 6. He's just got to be careful and not make a mistake, as all these drivers are all right there together. One mistake, it'll cost you.
Certainly will. Good 3-wide race out of 2 is Matthews stuck up high. Got Hayden Cardwell in the middle in the 7. He's going to drive himself into the top half dozen. A good rebound after a bobber early on in the race. Put Hayden Cardwell in some flux. Looks like he is comfortable. It's now Salter versus Matthews racing for 7th down in turn 1 with, 4 laps remaining.
Hey, what, another driver on the verge of falling out on the outside looking in. Logan Rumsey, he started 3rd. He's sitting back here in position number 11 with Kyle Moyer in the 11 car, hanging on to the 12th and final transfer spot. And you got a gang of cars right behind him trying to run him down. Here comes the 84 of E.J. Jones. You haven't called his name very much, but he's sneaking in the picture late in the race, see if he can make something happen.
He's a guy who set up to almost come in really late in the going. This one may be a little bit too late for EJ as he's on the outside looking in. He's around Taylor Frost. He runs 13th. Got Taylor behind. Gage Martinez, Michael Gannert, Tyler Jackson. Those have been all really good cars all night long. Currently on the outside looking in. Evan Say is coming to 2 to go this time on a 4.
Yeah, Evan C. 1.5 more times around the Knoxville Raceway here in prelim A main number 1. Looking very, very strong. Casey Brunson right behind him. 3.5 seconds back. Still looking pretty good for 2nd. But coming out of turn number 3 and 4, picking up the win here in prelim A main number 1 to be Evan C. at car number 33.
The win, I believe I was coming to the white flag right there. Coming to the white flag. I'm like, you're still kind of going.
I'll jump the gun a little early right there.
That's not
Evan
the
C.
lead. You might as well.
You might as well give him the win. He's 3.5 seconds ahead of Casey Brunson, the 48. Now coming out of turn number 4, picking up the win. Evan C. in car number 33. Casey Brunson, the 48, 2nd.
Yo's going to hold on for the 3rd spot. He's got a big gap there. I think it's pretty safe to say make the call. Richie Yo's going to finish up 3rd. DJ Kalinowski, Howard Weaver going to complete our top 5.
Tough break for Austin Matthews up into the wall on the final lap, and he falls from inside the top 12 to the outside in just a couple of laps. Tough break. Gets a little bit loose coming out of turn number 4 and loses a bunch of spots and falls just a few spots short of transferring. Tough break for your pole sitter.
Absolutely was. We gave Howard Weaver the 5th spot. Hayden Cardwell, Jason Salter, Zane Yost, Kevin Dedman, Logan Rumsey going to finish up 10th. Kyle Moyer and E.J. Jones ekes his way into the Gobbler 100. He'll finish up 12th. Heartbreak will fall for Taylor Frost, Gage Martinez, Austin Matthews, Michael Gurnett, William Hargraves, Tyler Jackson, Keith Hackney, Joey Durbin, Steve Clare, Brett Roll, Sheldon Oberle, and Ryan Buell. Those guys will fall short. Their night ends in the prelim A main. That's still a pretty good night of racing there. The winner of A main number 1 for the night, Evan Say. We'll talk to him hopefully next on the post-race show. Give us a second. We'll see if we can't talk to these 3 drivers next on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
All right, Richie Yost coming home third here tonight in A main server number 1. Richie, good drive by you here tonight. And you're able to put it in the show for the Gobbler 100. What was the track like out there, bud?
Thanks. It was a tough field, man. You had to really nail your qualifying and have a good heat race, stuff like that. But for the future, track conditions are pretty locked down on the bottom. I tried a couple different lines there early on, and it just seemed like the bottom was just real dominant. So I took what I could and followed in line and got to the bottom and come away with a third. I'm happy with that.
Now, you got the hard part out of the way. You transferred. You were one of the 12 transfer spots out of these first 60 drivers. Now you make the big show. What is your thought process heading into 100 laps?
Just gotta be good in qualifying. That's going to be key. I'm not sure if they're going to do heat races or not for the 100 lapper, but if it's anything like any other big race, it'll be just qualifying straight into the feature. So you got to really nail your qualifying to start there up front. So.
Well, Richie, from my experience with the Gobbler 100, where you finish in server number 1, that's where you're going to start inside of row number 3 here in tonight's A main event. So you'll start third row inside. Looks pretty good. Any shout outs or thanks you want to give before we let you go, bud?
Oh, yeah. First and foremost, I got to give a shout out to my brothers and buddy Sheldon of mine. We've been testing a lot, and a lot of hard work is starting to pay off for this deal. It's kind of a last minute thing, man. We weren't going to run it, then we decided to. So all three of our minds put together, I think we come up with something that's maybe gonna have a shot at the win. But other than that, I'd like to thank Yost Racing, Tyler Summerlin Enterprises, Miller Media Designs for the good looking car that he made me, and VLR for putting this deal on. It's pretty cool to be a part of my first Gobbler race.
Well, Richie, congratulations. Best of luck to you tonight. Still got a long way to go. Hope to see you back up here after tonight's main event.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, race fans, that's Richie Yost, your third place finisher, driver of the number 29. He'll start on the inside of row number 3 in the IRacingIflag Gobbler 100. And I do believe Phil will bring up our second place finisher, Casey Brunson, who ran a pretty good looking race car here tonight.
He certainly did. That's the old foundation for fighting blindness, number 48 right there. That is my race car. Ran all season Saturday night, and I am so happy to have my buddy Casey Brunson behind the wheel, parking it for P2 in the preliminary server number 1 there, Case. Terrific job. A great runner. How you feeling? Looking forward here for 100 laps here in Knoxville coming up in, just a little while.
Oh, I feel wonderful. I don't think I have nothing for FC either. He just put a 4-second lead on me like I was nothing, but I'm just happy to make it. We did her, Phil.
You did it. And I'll tell you what, buddy, I appreciate you driving that car. That's the best run that piece had all season. I will promise you that.
Oh, I know that.
Well, thanks. I mean, no confidence in me at all. I mean, I did have 2 top 10 finishes this year. I mean, it's on pavement. It's not like it's anything special, but I appreciate running that car, Case. It's always fun to talk to you once again. This track got really slick there over the course of that entire run through that server. What are you expecting this track to be like for coming the feature event here in a little bit?
I really have no clue. I think it's going to lock down the bottom, but I don't know how they're going to do the track. I don't know if they're going to run it in for, 10, 15, 5 minutes, or how slick it's going to be, how techy it's going to be. It all depends on how your car's set up.
What I don't know for sure, I know they're going to run 10 minutes in that practice session, so they're going to run the racetrack in some, so that's definitely going to be a thing. What I don't know or not is if they're qualifying in that server. My one format I have says yes, one says no, so I guess we're all going to wait and see together. But Case, a second place finish here in server number 1. You're in the Gobbler 100 there, buddy. Take the floor from me and give the folks here a shout out there with all your sponsors and team on the side of your car.
Oh, it's like thing FTP, FVR input it on. My favorite fan Phil, Tubbs Miller Media Design, and again, my favorite fan Phil.
Yeah, I love that race car.
Twice.
I love it, and I appreciate you running that car there, buddy. Casey Brunson finishing second here tonight in server A, and I wanted to go down here to Victory Lane and talk to the fastest guy in Knoxville in this server, Mr. Evan Say, but the problem is, Tommy, looks like Evan is too quick to talk to us.
Yeah, he's pretty fast. He's already checked out and probably taking a nap, getting ready for this 100-lap main event here in just a few moments. But nonetheless, what a great server number 1. We saw some pretty good action, and they're in the warm-up session over here at server number 2, getting ready to start A main number 2 to find out the final 12 drivers. It's going to be a lot of fun here in just a little bit.
We certainly are. We're going to sign off here over in server number 1. We're going to pop over and join Todd and Bradley Wilson. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back here live in a little bit. The Gobbler 100. Tune into our sub channel, server 2, the A main over there, coming up next.